true Biafran. MAZI NNAMDI uniquely brings to you, Radio Biafra live broadcast by the eminent Supreme Leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB. The Director of Radio Biafra. And the Supreme Commander of the Armies of Biafra. MAZI NNAMDI KANU. The morning broadcast, live, and direct, on the 12th day of March, 2015. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Browse Biafran restoration websites at www.ipob.org, and radiobiafra.co. Also browse our website at www.biafran.org, to learn more about Biafra history. Visit our YouTube channel more often for the very best of Biafran videos. Enjoy it.
Biafra, we have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra. We shall always remember
Good morning, wonderful people, great Biafrans, wherever you are on the face of this very planet. Once again, this very morning, we welcome you to Radio Biafra live uninterrupted transmission from here, our studios in the United Kingdom. On this very day, today's date is the 12th day of March, in the year of our Lord 2015, and the time now is standing at very close to 9 minutes past 8 a.m. in the morning here. The time in Biafra land is approximately 9 minutes past 9 a.m. in the morning. We welcome you. We say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, especially those of you who incidentally are still sleeping, just woke up in order to participate and be part of what we are doing. Our quest is honorable, our pursuit is noble. What we are doing is to restore the kingdom of heaven upon the face of the earth in truth and in every honesty. In so doing, Chukwu Abịama, whom we worship and praise, will be pleased with us. If you are tired of hearing about Biafra the same way that Yoruba criminals are tired of it, then they know what to do. As for us, if you tune in here every blessed day, there is one incorrigible, incorruptible, unstoppable, relentless message that will be disseminated. That very message is the message of the restoration of hope, the message of the calling down of light, the message of redemption, the message of revolution, because we want a revolution. These efforts, these messages being propagated relentlessly on this noble platform will ensure the coming of Biafra in truth and honesty. That is why we have come. In fact, that is why Chukwu Abịama determined that we should come. Therefore, in acknowledgement and recognition of the divine presence, the divine direction which we are following, we must give praise and thanks to heaven. Chukwu Abịama ikekele igwe n'ụwa ọbasi bi n'igwe mmalite n'ọgwụgwụ. We call upon Chukwu Abịama today as ever to come and abide with us, to come and guide us in all that we do, to give us pure thoughts in pure hearts, to make us worthy to be called his children, to also make us worthy to serve him in truth and honesty, that this his kingdom, as prayed by Yahweh Yeshua, will be able to come to pass in our lifetime, that we may behold his presence not just in heaven but on this very earth through the manifestation of the unadulterated, uncompromisable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra. That is why we have come, and that is why he will be merciful, so that in the end man will not take the glory. Chukwu Abịama alone will take the glory. That is why we advise now and always, when you call Radio Biafra and you want to thank or show your appreciation, please bless the name of the Most High, Chukwu Abịama. Gozia Hanso Chineke na nke bi n'igwe. Bless his name, for without him we will not be here. For without Chukwu Abịama there will be no Biafra. If you like, you can try and see. You will remain in servitude forever and ever. And as for us here, we follow mandate from heaven. We follow it as it was written, as commanded and given to Moses, so shall it be now and forever, because here we have no other God. We worship no other God. Anyana Hefaro say we worship Chukwu Abịama in heaven. That is who we are. the children of the Most High God, and that is exactly what we are going to remain. That very banner we will take into battle, and our enemies will be defeated. We are asking our people, do not go out to vote. If you go out to vote, you are legitimizing the existence of the damnable zoological republic, an entity of darkness, of criminality, of corruption, of thievery, and of every satanic influence you can imagine. Nigeria was created and designed by people intent on destroying the work of heaven. That is why we despise it. Everything Nigeria is a damnation upon anybody that bears the name. Nigeria is evil. Nigeria is a murderous entity as encapsulated by the very heinous activities of APC-sponsored Boko Haram, given impetus by Muhammadu Buhari for the propagation of uncontrolled Sharia, the propagation of jihadist Islam, designed to enslave the children of God into the shackles of Arabian darkness. That we resist. That is why also we resist the zoological republic. Those of them who are the agents of Satan, every evil machination by these people designed to stall, to thwart, everything designed by these agents of darkness, all these agents of poverty, of deprivation, of hunger, of disease. All of you people will be crushed by one very simple concept, the concept of the truth preached here on this very platform in an unrelenting manner. Truth is life, and that's what we preach. You may not like it, and we don't give a damn, quite frankly. I don't care. There is no electricity, there is no running water. People cannot go to school and gain half decent education. Nothing is functioning. You graduate, you have no jobs. You live in a bar and you are on top of a dustbin. Nothing seems to be working. Criminals and looters are having a field day. And the only way to repel all these forces of evil is by remaining resolute on the path of truth and honesty. We are not going to vote. If you do not vote, you get Biafra. If you go to vote, you'll probably die anyway. And that thing you're wishing for, you will get it. Because our people are not accustomed to reason. The only reason why now you're asking Boko Haram to come to negotiate to stop is because they are killing people. When we are talking to you, normally you killed Mohammed Yusuf. If you talk to black people as human beings, they don't understand. They will kill you. When you start fighting, when you start killing, then they ask you to come to negotiate. They never see things from afar. They cannot ascertain the future. They don't predict it. They don't even try to appreciate it. Until, of course, it is too late. That is why we are asking our people, if you don't want to encounter anything extraordinary in your lifetime, we are asking you not to vote that we may get Biafra. That we all may go out and get Biafra. If you vote, you are sending a very bad message and terrible signal to the world that you are not serious. Some people have said to us, why don't you defer this Biafra you are pursuing until we get an Igbo presidency? Why don't you wait until Jonathan finishes in 2019? Why don't you wait until an Hausa man comes in? And I said to them, that was exactly the thinking of Nzo. Why is it that you people do something from a parochial viewpoint when anybody looks at it, it lacks any moral fiber or any moral underpinning? If you're waiting for an Hausa man to come into power before you fight for Biafra, that means Biafra is not important. Welcome back, wonderful people of Biafra. Sorry about the interruption. It was due to some circumstances we could not foresee, owing to some technical difficulties, because as you well know, we are imminently trying to make sure that we are able to broadcast from Biafra land without any difficulties. Therefore, we are testing out those equipments, and sometimes it conflicts with what we have here in the United Kingdom. Please do not worry. It is my delight and pleasure to welcome you back all once again. And as I was saying before, having offered our praise to heaven, having also sought permission from Chukwu Abiyama, we are now at liberty to proceed with our program this very morning. Wherever you are, we must welcome you. Wherever you are, we make it understandable. We make it compulsory for everybody listening to appreciate where we are coming from, that we are coming from a standpoint of divinity, that Chukwu Abiyama himself is God, and that is why in his name will Biafra come. As soon as the barrister is able, I shall bring him to you, having spoken to him earlier this very morning. But once again, we welcome you. I must reiterate, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. We are live, we are direct, and once again, sorry about the slight interruption. We are back and running full steam ahead. Nothing is going to stop us. We are on CHK 97.6 for those of you who are listening via that very medium. We are also on satellite because Radio Biafra is a satellite broadcaster. We also happen to be online as well, and we have the largest online presence anywhere on this very planet. We dominate the airwaves as we should, because this very radio broadcast is unique, one of its kind, and people come here to learn, and we also learn from them. Go and get your pen, go and get your paper. We are also interactive, and at the appropriate time we will be able to broadcast our numbers so that you may be able to partake and participate in our live and interactive session later. Once again, we welcome you. Once again, this is Radio Biafra. Having been waiting for the very eminent barrister, and he is yet to come to us. I don't know if it is because the lines are clogged up. I do not know. But from this very place where we are, I must proceed to present our news headlines and accompanying news summary this very morning. Hausa youths attack Yoruba in Osun, 5 injured. As we are discussing yesterday, or as the Yoruba boy that called yesterday offered, he said, I know very soon now you ask me about Ilorin. I did not ask him because I wanted to hear what he had to say. But today we are informing them, making it known to them, that Hausa youths have once again attacked Yorubas. Things are not working well in the Zoological Republic. Dog is eating dog as usual. Things are happening, evil upon evil. Horrible, terrible things are continuing to happen to the people who are unfortunate to be living in that part of the world. Therefore, we feel nothing for them. I don't feel sorry for them. Some of you may do, I don't. Hausa youths attack Yoruba in Osun. The zoo is breaking up indeed. That is why we must get ourselves together, and that is why we must plan and deliver on the 28th of this very month. 28th of March is a no vote day. Nobody's going to vote. If you do not vote, Biafra comes closer. If you go out to vote, you have lost it. You have lost the momentum. You have lost it completely. That is why we are not going to vote. People are dying everywhere, as even 3 more people have been killed as PDP clash with Labour Party. Everywhere there is death. Everywhere there is mayhem. They are fighting. People don't know that the zoo, having decayed, is now crumbling. They are still clinging on to hope that somehow, someday, something decent may come out of the Zoological Republic. Nothing decent is coming out. The zoo is dead. The zoo is finished. And that is why we must proceed the same way that we planned to do before, which is not to vote. They are killing themselves. These are the people you're going to vote for. Those who engage in killing one another because they want the right to be able to loot and to cheat and to steal. The zoo cannot fight its battles by itself. It cannot win any war without the help of external bodies and external countries. Once again, we are reporting that the gunmen, that the people hired by the Zoological Republic, those of them who are mercenaries, those that they paid during the war with Biafra, they hired mercenaries. Right now, they are also hiring mercenaries again. That some of them have been killed in Borno. They shot the white man, and the white man is dead. They are from South Africa. These are mercenaries, dogs of war, those that they hire out to go and fight wars for them. Having been bombarded from all sides about his extremism and his sponsorship of Boko Haram, Muhammadu Buhari, the butcher of Igbo people, the killer at Owerri, the bringer of Boko Haram, the protagonist, I will say, the proponent of Sharia Nigeria, the man who took the zoo into OIC. He has spoken. He said, I have never supported extremism of any kind. Muhammadu Buhari. We are very fair here. When you try to defend yourself, we will also air it. Buhari said he was never an extremist. Never has he supported an extremist. But we hold him to account on what he said. If I lose the election, the zoo will be ungovernable. That is an albatross around his neck. Has he retracted the statement? The answer is no. And his boys, Boko Haram, they're still killing. We have about all the middle-ranking officers that served under him. Are they not now with Boko Haram? Go and check the names of every officer that may have served. I mean, middle-ranking officer that served under Buhari. They are now full-time fighters with Boko Haram. 2 weeks to go to the boycott of the election by Biafrans. Some people are reporting what is essentially nonsense. They are calling Niger Delta militants terrorists, but they are calling Boko Haram insurgents. I told them, Yoruba people everywhere, they are calling Niger Delta militants, people who are fighting for their right, terrorists. But those who are terrorizing people and killing everybody, they are insurgents. They are reporting that Dokubo and Tompolo is to take over all the oil pipelines and waterways, and I'm very, very happy. Very, very happy. They should take it over. It doesn't belong to the zoo. It belongs to Biafra land. They should take everything over. And I welcome it. At last, Jonathan is beginning to carry out, if at all it is correct, carry out half-decent policies. After all, only Hausa people have been chief security advisor from time. Nobody complains. So if Biafrans, patrol the waterways and take care of it, isn't that the most logical thing to do? You are coming from a desert, only where there is sand. You are not close to water. How will you know how to police anything on water when you have not seen any water in all your life? It's you come out and you become a chief naval officer. Mad people. The zoo economy is in clear danger, as we have been telling you now. S&P, Standard & Poor, the very big ratings juggernaut in the USA, have said that the zoo economy is about to collapse. The Yoruba boy said it before. They gave you 20 naira before. They will give you 20 naira again. The zoo's economy is about to collapse. If your money is in the bank in the zoo, it is possibly worthless anyway. But I don't know. Maybe you're better off going and taking it out, changing it to dollar and keeping it somewhere. That is the best thing to do. I'm telling you now, you may not understand. If you have money in the Zoological Republic, convert it into a dumb account, convert it to dollar, convert it to pound, convert it to euro, because the zoo, the naira is collapsing. In fact, after converting it, withdraw it and keep it in your house. Nigeria is finished. Completely finished. The zoo is in massive, massive trouble. I tell you that. According to Standard & Poor's, these are the people that rate countries. By rating, we mean they look at all the indices, they look at all the indicators, and they tell you which economy is performing and which one is not performing. They tell you which one is performing and which one is not performing. They are telling you that the zoo's economy is finished. They claim they have economies. They couldn't see it coming. You know, black people, they cannot see 2 weeks in advance. We've been telling you from time that your economy is dead. This is 2015. Even America predicted you must come to an end this very year, and there is nothing stopping the zoo from disintegrating this very year. How that disintegration happens is what matters. If you handle it very well by not voting, we can do it in a way to minimize loss of life. If you go ahead and vote, you will perish. The economy is finished. The economy of the zoo is completely finished. Completely finished. No longer in existence. Election is a referendum on resource governance, according to the opinion in one of the leading papers. Resource control is the key. People are so lazy intellectually, they don't manufacture anything. Every baboon, every monkey is dependent on crude oil. Proceeds from crude oil is what matters. The way we betray our laziness is unbelievable, both mental and physical. An entire people cannot survive unless they sell oil. An entire people cannot survive unless oil price goes up. How can you run a country based on the sale of only one commodity? How is that possible? How is that possible, I ask? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. As we report, the immigration of the zoo says they have repatriated 23 irregular immigrants from Akwa Ibom to the Republic of Niger. I told you they have come. You people don't know what is going to happen to you. Sometimes I just want to keep quiet until this eruption happens. Today is the 12th day of March. Boko Haram, Alomajiri, Awasa Fulani, they have embedded themselves everywhere. Of course, Okorocha invited them to come. So they are currently in Imo State at the request of Okorocha. They traveled to Akwa Ibom. Godswill Akpabio, the governor, did not invite them. Today they've been rounded up and some of them sent back. Unbelievable. Some things are happening, you know. Awasa Fulani, they are everywhere. They are waiting for the signal to strike. And you see, before we recover ourselves, they have overwhelmed us completely. Mark what I am saying somewhere. Before we react, they have already overwhelmed us. Because they're everywhere. And all of you saying, oh, we want to go and vote. Rochas, we don't know. Rochas, we know. We know Satan. We know Ekwensu. When the time comes, Rochas Okorocha will not save you. When I speak, you write it down somewhere. When I speak, you make note of what I am saying. It is not possible for you people to be saved by the great Malam himself. Aboki, you know what? Immigration repatriates 23 Boko Haram activists from Akwa Ibom. Fleeing Boko Haram inside survival camps in Lagos. Some of them are in Lagos. Do they have PVC? Voter cards? The answer is no. How then are they going to be able to vote? This will be a futile exercise in the largest organized disenfranchisement in the history of modern voting, should the idiots allow voting to go ahead in 2 weeks' time. If they allow it to go ahead, that will represent the largest fraudulent mass organized disenfranchisement in the history of modern voting. Unbelievable. Things are happening even in Lagos. Awasa Fulani, Alomajiri, they are there. Awasa Fulani, Alomajiri, they have come. In every refugee camp, they are there. In every local government, they are there, waiting for the order to strike. The people are using their gongoro, their 911, the big trailers, to bringing their arms for them. They intend to Islamize us. And when it starts happening, I will tell you, I told you so. These people are poised to strike. That is why we must organize and form ourselves to resist them, which is exactly what we are doing. Exactly what we are doing. This is Radio Biafra. I don't know if we are coming out okay or not. I don't know if we are coming out all right or not. We must check our systems. I'm not quite sure if we are coming out. I think we are. I think we are coming out okay. I was wondering if we are coming out all right, both on those listening via CHK 97.6. We wanted to know because I saw some flashing lights on our monitors and I wanted to know if it is possible. If it is possible that we have lost connectivity. But I understand that we are okay. I understand we are fine and we are proceeding. Once again, this is Radio Biafra. If you're joining us for the very first time, please go and tell your friends and your family. Tell them we are on radio 97.6. Tell them we are on satellite, on Darsat, on Eutelsat, Arabsat, on Amos satellites. Tell them also we are online at radiobiafra.co, ipob.org. Tell them we are on Indigenous People of Biafra.org. We are on tunein.com. Radio Biafra can also be found via rblworld.tv. rblworld.tv. In America and in the United Kingdom, there is a particular number you can dial. You don't need to go to even any website. You dial a particular number, you will be able to listen to Radio Biafra there as well. That is what we are doing, and people are responding. People are doing what they are supposed to do, and that is why we are marching on relentlessly. Relentlessly. Very, very important, very, very critical. This is Radio Biafra. As we are reporting, immigration report deported people from Alamajiri, Niger Republic. What is somebody doing all the way from Niger to come to Akwa Ibom? Have you asked yourself that question? Why would anybody leave Niger to come all the way to Akwa Ibom, if not as a sleeper cell, if not to come and seek to destroy the handiwork of Chukwu Abiyama? Local rice farmers. People don't know that there are rice farmers inside the Zoological Republic. Local rice farmers are complaining and saying, we are producing rice. Why do you give Dangote the license to keep importing? They keep importing rice and import cheap foreign rice. We have rice here, good enough as the imported ones. Why is it that the zoo government, rather than support us to develop our farm, rather than support us to maintain multiple and surplus yield, why is it that the Zoological Republic is hell-bent on importation? Because Awasa is in control. They are very lazy. They don't produce anything, and that is why they are importing. They gave the license to Dangote to import. Every other person can go to hell. It doesn't really matter. That is why they are animals. People say, why do you call them monkeys and baboons? Because you are. You have your own farming industry. You have your own rice farmers. But you are hell-bent on importing your rice because one person has the monopoly over it. That is how he became one of the richest men in the world. I don't begrudge him. If you're a businessman, a genuine one, I don't have any need to begrudge you. All we are saying is that you have to be honest about what you are doing, and I don't think that most of them are. We are also reporting as there is lack of housing in Biafra land, none in Bayelsa, none in Abia, none in Akwa Ibom, none in Cross. All oil producing areas, they have gone to Abuja to build even more. In Kanu, they are building new cities. Abuja town center is getting a facelift of heaven knows nearly 50 billion. Everywhere there are things happening. They are commissioning new housing units in Suleja. But there is none in Biafra land. And where are they getting the money to commission all these places? The money comes from Biafra land, from Biafran oil wells. That is something you must understand. But we are not getting anything in return. $200 million World Bank loans for Oyo. They are planning to build 14 bridges and culverts But that is a lie. They will fritter away the money. They will send the money exactly back to where it is coming from. They will send it back, and the money has come from World Bank. It will now go back to Citibank, to NatWest Bank, to Barclays Bank, to HSBC, into private individual accounts. But at least Yorubas are making inroads. I have never heard of any World Bank loan to any Biafran state. I have never heard of it. But Yoruba are borrowing money based on oil that is not in their land. That is why they want Niger Delta. That's why they create. In fact, Yoruba created Niger Delta. The same way Lugard created the zoo called Nigeria. Yoruba created Niger Delta. Why? So that they can hive off Niger Delta from core Biafra land, and in the process be able to go and borrow money from World Bank and then bet it against oil coming from Biafra land. As Bayelsa, even Rivers gotten $200 million before from World Bank, our people should be able to reason. Sometimes we don't. Presidential systems have failed all over the world. Of course, we've been saying it here. Maybe they're trying to copy us. We have said it here that in Biafra land, there will be no presidential system. There will be, in my humble opinion, that is the most corrupt system you can ever run. The reason why Americans are running a very successful presidential system is because they have very good checks and balances, and because their population, American populace, they are educated. Because the American people, they are able to hold their government to account. They are stronger than the government, and everybody has a gun in America. If not, the presidency will overrun everybody. Presidential system is the closest you can get to democratic dictatorship, and it is happening all over the world, and people are now beginning to reject it. Now the news in greater detail. We reported earlier that Hausa youths are attacking Yoruba. You know, Yoruba people are not strong. Maybe they want to expand their frontier from Ilorin. They want to expand from Ilorin and come into Obomosho. Who knows? I don't know. We are soon to find out. No fewer than 5 persons were injured on Wednesday when some Hausa youths at Sabo area of Osogbo allegedly attacked some Yorubas living in their midst. Residents of the area told journalists that trouble started around 1 a.m. when some hoodlums suspected to be of Hausa extraction stormed residents of Yorubas in the area and attacked them. You know, Yorubas are cowards. Yoruba ran away, as usual. Yoruba, you are in the same country with a bunch of cowards. A resident of the area, this is being reported by Yoruba paper, please. The Punch reported it, not us. Punch is a Yoruba newspaper. Punch is telling you that Yorubas attacked them and they ran away. It is here now. That's why I'm Yoruba and cowardice. God forbid evil. A resident of the area who identified himself as Goke Ogunsheye told journalists at the scene of the crisis that some Hausa youths were allegedly smoking Indian hemp around midnight, and somebody flashed a torchlight on the smokers. This, he claimed, angered the hoodlums who started vandalizing shops and houses belonging to Yoruba people in the area. But the police public relations officer in the state, Mrs. Folashade Odoro, when contacted on the telephone on Wednesday, said there was no crisis between Yoruba and Hausa anywhere in the state. She's a Yoruba woman. She's denying it. The reason why she's denying it is because she doesn't want to get into trouble with the Hausa people. That is what happens in the zoo. An eyewitness, somebody observed something happening. The Yoruba mistakenly, they came out to urinate at night. Yoruba Abojo, as a coward, he heard some noise or saw some light coming from Indian hemp wrap. They flashed their light, and the Hausa came and they ran away, Yoruba. And they called their brothers in the newspapers to write story for them, that they are being chased about by Hausa people. Yoruba, to stand and fight is a problem. I have never seen such cowards ever. The embodiment of cowardice, Yoruba. Embodiment of cowardice. Unbelievable. We continue. No fewer than 3 persons were feared dead following a clash between the supporters of the PDP and the Labour Party during a political rally in Ekori in the Yakor local government area of Cross River State. The clash, according to an eyewitness, Ephraim Nyam, started on Monday afternoon when youths loyal to the PDP attempted to disrupt the campaign train of the LP, which is Labour Party candidate for the Yakuri Abi Federal Constituency, Dr. Alex Ebona. We say Ebona, but let's not go there yet. When the time comes, we'll tell them what their names mean. But let's continue. Ebona, who was the immediate past chief of staff of Governor Lyle Imoke, has been scheduled to visit Ekori as part of his campaign tour to solicit for votes for the March 28 election, but was said to have been barred by some youths from entering the community. Ekori is the hometown of the incumbent House of Reps member Mr. Bassi Ewa, who is seeking re-election for the third time on the platform of the PDP. Because this is my constituency, you don't come into campaign. And people say you are insulting black people by calling them monkeys and baboons. What are you doing? Which rule book, which law, which policy regarding electioneering states that your opponents should not come to your village to campaign? There is no law that says that your opponents should not come to campaign. Terrible indeed. Very, very terrible indeed. The federal government of the Zoological Republic have been hiring white South Africans, white apartheid soldiers. That is the thing about consistency that we talk about, but perhaps it's in English language, people don't understand it. Black people lack consistency in anything they are doing. Jonathan's government went and hired white apartheid, the same people that Mandela was fighting. The same white people that was enslaving black people, turning them into farm animals, into donkeys. Jonathan went and engaged the same people that ANC fought against to come and help him to kill Boko Haram. Boko Haram is bad, yes. But to go and call the same white people that were busy killing your own people is beyond me. Way, 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 way beyond me. I don't know what to do with these people. They cannot reason. He hired 100 of them. Jonathan hired 100 South African white men, apartheid men from South Africa, for a 6-week expedited election war against Boko Haram. The Zoo government have refused to arm civilian patriots to defend their country and fight Boko Haram. But in their place, he gave out millions of dollars to hire white apartheid soldiers to come and save him so he can hold elections. Now you understand why I say that black people are idiots. Complete fools they are. The same white South Africans that were carrying out apartheid against fellow blacks that Mandela fought, they put Mandela in prison for nearly 28 years. They are the ones that black people paid millions to come and kill other black people. Amazing stuff, isn't it? Now you are beginning to understand why we do things the way we do it. Why we say people are baboons among the useless people. So there is no moral objection. The same people that subjugated and enslaved blacks in South Africa and want people to rationalize and ponder the morality of Jonathan's approach. The same people that killed black people in South Africa are those you hired to come and help you kill other black people, albeit in this case insurgents or terrorists, because you cannot do it. Yoruba was trying to boast, oh, we fought you, we won, we starved you. But history has a way of repeating itself. What is happening exactly now in the zoo is a replica of what happened between 67 and 70. And the question is this: when will it be possible for the zoo to win a war on its own? You can't win a war without white people. You were so desperate that you had to go to South Africa to go and pay white South Africans to come and fight a war for you. Niger has come to help you. Cameroon is helping you. Chad is helping you. Why? Why are they helping you? Because you are incapable. Tomorrow, by some miracle, if Boko Haram is subdued, I mean, of course, when they vote for their Buhari and Buhari goes in, you will say we won the war on terror. But you will not tell the world that you involved your poverty, the two of the poorest countries, in fact, three of them. Go and check the status of Cameroon, of Chad, and of Niger. Three of the poorest of the poor countries in the world. That at least they can afford to buy bullets and guns. Jonathan went and hired white South African apartheid men to come and help him fight a war against fellow black Africans, I would say. Where is the morality in that? There is no morality, is there? Some of you will even invite Satan. Holy Ghost fire! Holy Ghost fire! If you are allowed, you will go and still invite. If you tell the baboons from the zoo called Nigerians, do you know that if you invite Lucifer to come and fight for you, you will defeat Boko Haram? Believe you me, Nigerians will tell you to go and bring Lucifer. They don't have, there is no moral compulsion. People don't think there is no self-worth or dignity. Anything goes. They will be shouting Holy Ghost to fire Lucifer. If you tell them that Lucifer can make them get a job, they say, bring Satan. Jonathan went to South Africa and brought white people, the same people that jailed, that put Nelson Mandela in prison, to come and fight for him. Black people indeed. Black from Africa. APC presidential candidate, the butcher of Igbo people all over the place, the man that came to Owerri and our people died in their thousands, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, the general without certificate, a man who is not educated. You know, they say that half education is dangerous. When you give a man who is not equipped nor educated the rank and office to carry out mayhem or to preside over the lives of those who are infinitely more educated than he is bound to kill as many people as possible. Muhammadu Buhari, don't vote for me and the zoo becomes ungovernable, and he delivered. At least on that front, I respect him immensely. He is a butcher and a killer extraordinaire. Muhammadu Buhari, he has spoken. He has tried to reassure the monkeys and the baboons they call Nigerians in the Zoological Republic. You know, Nigeria is a zoo created by the British. And everything inside it, if you are not a monkey, you're a baboon. He is telling the baboons and the monkeys that he is not a religious fanatic and that he has never supported extremism of any kind. Of course, in response to our relentless onslaught on Buhari, the extremist and the sponsor of Boko Haram. Buhari said this, having accused the PDP of dividing the baboons and the monkeys in the zoo along religious lines. And let me also tell Muhammadu Buhari, Saudi Arabia is an Islamic country, the birthplace of Islam, I believe. What they are looking for in Jerusalem, I don't know. They should stay in Mecca and Medina, but they ran all the way to Jerusalem, claiming Jerusalem is their own. Well, of course, it's a lie. They did not look for anywhere to build their mosque from which Muhammad will go to heaven, if not in the same place that Solomon built a temple to Chukwuabiama. Therefore, the question is this to Buhari. Buhari, did you or did you not say that you want to entrench Sharia in the zoo? Is Sharia not a form of extremism? Two questions. Buhari, did you or did you not open your mouth to say you want Sharia law to be introduced across the zoo? Did you or did you not? Buhari, did you ever open your mouth to say that if you don't win the election, you will make the zoo ungovernable? The zoo, I mean Nigeria. Yes or no? Buhari, did you or did you not? Listen very, very carefully. Did you or did you not say that an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North. Those of you in Imo State jumping about AFC. When Buhari was talking, his concern was the North and not you. You are from the Southeast as they have categorized you. He never ever cared about you. He never said an attack against Boko Haram is an attack on everybody, every Nigerian. He said it's against the North. If at all you can understand what we mean. Ask Buhari, did you or did you not? I love those questions. Did you or did you not say with your mouth that an attack against the North an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North? You did, didn't you? Incredible stuff. Very, very incredible. 2 weeks to the election, it is being rumored by Yoruba people. I don't think this is even a news worth reading, but let us try and see what they have to say. 2 weeks to go to the general election. A memo from the presidency has directed Niger Delta ex-militants, namely Tompolo and Asare Dokobo and General Shoot at sight. Somebody's name is General Shoot at sight. I can understand Tompolo and Asare Dokobo, at least he answers his name. I respect him for that. He answers his name. This one is General Shoot at sight, to take over Nigerian waterways and oil pipeline protection from police and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, with effect from March the 16th. The militants operating under several names were allocated their regions and areas to control as follows. Egbe Security, number 1 is Egbe Security, River 1 to handle Bayelsa. Gallery Security takes charge from Mosimi to Ore. Close Body Protection takes over Edo State. Adex Energy Security takes over Rivers. Donix Global Concept takes over Lagos and Ogun. Oil Facilities Surveillance takes over Delta. New Age Global Security takes over Mosimi and Ibadan. The zoo is finished. There is no, everything is allocation. Even election is, they allocate seats to people. There is no role for the police. So the police will now be on the road with the army, taking money from everybody and stealing. Have you seen such a country in your life before? Have you seen such a country before? That is why I say to our people, unless we carry guns, you don't get anything. Unless you go and fight, nobody will give you anything at all. These are the things you need to understand. You're doing peace. We do it by diplomacy and there and this maybe. Look at idiots. You are not educated. You want to go and sit down with Europeans and Americans and discuss diplomacy. Are you educated enough to understand the intricacies of global diplomacy? You want to do diplomacy. Diplomacy. Mad people. They have shared it. There is no role for the police because the security agencies in the zoo are irrelevant, full of Hausa people, and grossly incompetent. Grossly incompetent. That is not the end for the zoo. Things are happening. The zoo's economy is in clear danger. It has been reported. The International Ratings Agency, some of you may see this. It is not Boko Haram news, so it's not important, but it is very, very critical for you because your survival depends on your understanding of this very news. The International Ratings Agency, Standard & Poor's, yesterday warned that the monkeys in the zoo, the zoological republic's economy, is in clear danger, clear and present danger. If you don't know who Standard & Poor's are, please Google them. They are a monster when it comes to economic prediction and forecast. They are an American-based company. When they say that your country is not doing well, international banks don't loan money to your country. That is how powerful they are. When they downgraded American economy from AA plus to AA, American government started to panic. That is how powerful they are. When they downgraded the UK from AA plus to AA, they started to shake. They were the ones that downgraded Russia. And today, as our brothers will confess, you carry ruble in wheelbarrow, yet it won't buy you anything. These guys are huge. Standard & Poor's, very, very huge, I tell you. They have looked at the zoo's economy. The economy of the monkeys and the baboons, jumping from one tree branch to the other. Do you know what they said? Clear and present danger. If you go back to our broadcast, we've been telling you this. The reason why we bring such news to you is to tell you that there is always corroboration with everything we preach and tell you on Radio Biafra. We don't lie. Everything we say here is correct. We told you that the zoo's economy is collapsing. We told you that the naira is worthless. Now, a white man is telling you, so you will believe. Standard & Poor's, that there is clear and present danger in the zoological republic. The zoo earned only 12.8 trillion from crude oil export in 2014, and out of that 12.8, they paid nearly 8 trillion for fuel subsidy. Mad people. You export crude oil that contains diesel, petrol, engine oil, many things, paraffin, kerosene, everything. A white man is buying. People must understand this, please. We explain things to people so they grasp it. Because there are people in the villages in Biafran listening, so we explain to them what subsidy means. They don't know what it means. Today we tell them. Biafrans all over the world and friends of Biafra, you need to understand how the government of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria runs their economy, why they are always poor. And criminally, I don't know. A country of thieves. When you export crude oil, it is called crude oil because it is essentially crude. It contains everything. From that same barrel of crude oil, you get petrol. From the same crude oil, you get, these are called derivatives. Things you can get from crude oil. Crude oil, you distill it. You get petrol, you get kerosene, you get engine oil, you get aviation, paraffin, everything you need. Every oil you need, motor oil, everything you need, brake fluid, hydraulic, everything is from crude oil. Do you know what happens? The zoo called Nigeria will sell 1 barrel of crude oil for let's say $80. From that crude oil that they have sold to the white man or to their friends in their refineries across West Africa, they go now and import 1 barrel of crude oil. Now it is no longer crude oil, it is petrol only they are bringing back. They are now re-importing only one of the products you have inside crude oil. They are bringing only one back. They sell 1 barrel for $100, and they are now importing only petrol for $60. Do you understand? They export crude oil. White man will refine the crude oil for them, and they import the only one product, petrol, from that crude oil. And they pay nearly the same amount of money that they used to export it. Can I say about, $40 difference? Who are they paying this money? They call them marketers. They call them importers of petrol. Now you ask yourself, does it mean, this is a very serious question, does it mean that you cannot refine petrol? That is the question white people are asking the monkeys that call themselves Nigerians. Does it mean that this product you're bringing to us, can't you do it in your villages? The answer is that the monkeys and the baboons can do it. Why? Because there is a refinery that can refine this petrol in Igbo. 2, as a matter of fact, in River State. There is a refinery in Warri. There is another refinery in Kaduna, the largest in West Africa, if not the whole of Africa. Now, why can't you then, simple question, why can't you refine this crude oil in Kaduna then? Is there any problem? Can't you refine it there? No. According to the zoo, we don't want to refine it in Kaduna. Because if we refine it in Kaduna, our friends who are called marketers, we cannot give them all this money we are giving to them. So, the reason why you don't want to use any of the 4 refineries in the zoo to refine the oil is because of your friends. Because you need to give them money. Chineke no nyebere. Chineke no nyebere binigwe. Now, do you see why we call them monkeys and baboons? Because it will take extraordinary stupidity and idiocy for you to export a product and import only one of the derivatives, when you have facilities around you to do so. And those that understand economics, if you begin to refine oil, crude oil, in all these 4 refineries, is there any problem? Why won't you refine it there? If you refine it there, will it not produce jobs? Ask Jonathan this question, and then go to Gonjiwala. If you people were to refine crude oil inside the zoo, will it not give jobs to our children who are graduates? The answer is yes, it will give jobs to them. Will it be able to support other sectors of the economy that depend or may benefit from oil refining? The answer is yes. If opening the refineries will produce jobs, why then are you not opening them? Why are you paying money importing the same product that you exported? Do you see why we call you baboons and monkeys? We just didn't get up in the morning to say you are baboons and monkeys. It's from what you do. Even monkeys cannot do what you're doing. Why will you export crude oil and only import petrol back? Are you not a fool? And mind you, if all these 4 refineries are working, the zoo government could sell petrol, engine oil, bitumen. They can sell diesel to other neighboring countries in Africa. That way, they get as much foreign exchange as possible. But the thing is that even other neighboring African countries, they import their petrol as well from Europe and Asia. What does that tell you about black people? Now you understand why we call you monkeys and baboons. It's clear, isn't it? Very, very clear. So even if we call you monkey, you should be very happy. Because I have not found anything lower than a monkey. That is what I will call you. Because you people don't have brain. You don't reason properly. In Biafra land, we will refine our petrol. If we cannot refine petrol locally, then there will be no petrol, including the president and the aeroplane. Everybody will be, you sit at home and do nothing. You enable the person to be a fool. If you claim that all of you are graduates of petroleum, I am a graduate, and you cannot refine petrol, we all stay without cars. So if the white man asks you, why is there no car in your country? You tell them, we are so foolish that we cannot refine petrol. I don't feel sorry for myself. Never, ever, ever. We continue. Somebody is saying that oil is everything is about oil. Yoruba wants Niger Delta because of oil. They called you Bendel because of oil. You are South because of oil. Everybody wants to have their hand in it. How can Yoruba come into Biafra land to get hold of oil? Only by dividing and ruling. The British, they learned from them very, very well. Divide them. Why are we not dividing Awusa along Fulani and Awusa lines? Why don't we go every blessed day and remind Awusa people that you people are actually slaves to Fulani? Fulani conquered you. Every emir you have in Awusa land is the Fulani family. We've not done that. But they are hell-bent on dividing us. Why? Because they want access. For you to get through a wall, there must be a crack in it. It's called division. For you to get through a brick wall, you must break it. And that's what they have done. They came and they broke us into pieces so they can get at the oil. And that's exactly what they have done. Exactly what they have done. The Zoo Immigration Service, you know the ones that sell their forms for 1,000 naira. You know, this is the government department at the leading edge of fraud, immigration. They are the number one fraudsters. They printed forms and sold to millions of school leavers and graduates. When I think the position was about 2, and they printed 2 million forms, 1,000. How much is it did they make? Today they're still owing the kids. Jonathan is leading a government of fraudulent and wicked parastatals and agencies. Immigration Service of the zoo is at the leading edge of corruption and fraud. They love it. If you come, you plan, add 1,000 naira on top of the form, you make billions, and you pay online through a Yoruba bank. The Zoo Immigration Service has repatriated 23 irregular immigrants from Akwa Ibom to the Republic of Niger. A statement issued by the controller of immigration in the state, Mr. Abdullahi Garoba. What is an Awasa man doing in Akwa Ibom? Immigration controller is an Awasa man. When you tell people, including you BB people, that you people are under slavery, they don't understand it. What is an Awasa man doing in immigration in Akwa Ibom? I want to get the name of the immigration controller in Sokoto, immigration controller in Borno, immigration controller in Katsina, immigration controller in is it Kebbi? What is it, Kefi or Kebbi State? I don't know what they call them. Get their names. Get the ones that come from Biafra land, coastal area, and you compare. And Awasa man is in charge in Akwa Ibom. Doesn't mean there are not Akwa Ibom citizens who can handle this job. Awasa wants to control you everywhere. Can this man write his name? The answer is probably no. They studied Arabic studies at an Islamic school somewhere in Sudan. They come back and they're the general manager of NTA. Amazing stuff. On March the 4th, 2015, the Zoo Immigration Service in Akwa Ibom carried out an intensive rummage of nooks and corners in the state to apprehend and repatriate irregular immigrants. 23 irregular immigrants were repatriated by the next day, March 5th, 2015, after profiling the people apprehended. All the apprehended irregular immigrants were repatriated via Jibiya to Republic of Niger. Hardened to Boko Haram, ISIS, they're in Akwa Ibom. And it took an Awasa man to go and find them. Awasa to find Boko Haram for you. Awasa to find Boko Haram for you. Fleeing Boko Haram camps where people are. The zoo is preparing for its most hotly contested presidential election since 1999. While all eyes are watching, the terror of militant group Boko Haram remains the top tense issue ahead of the polls. They said somebody traveled to the zoo to witness the elections, but after the postponement, she discovered a refugee camp in Lagos where people from Awasa Fulani have fled Boko Haram violence are now camping. These are refugees in Lagos. After spending time at the camp, she learns how some people from the zoo's Chibok community and Adamawa states have moved on with their lives and how they feel about the upcoming election in the zoo, where we are not going to vote. If you vote and talk about Biafra after that, it means you're an animal. You don't have any brain at all whatsoever. If you doubt it, when the lines open, please call to debate this very issue with us. If you doubt it, call in to debate with us if you want to. Oxfam is a British-based charity, an international non-governmental organization in the zoo. It has raised alarm that local rice farmers are finding it extremely difficult to sell their produce at reasonable price due to continuous and massive importation of rice into the country by Dangote Onyawosa. A white group, white, people with brain, white people, they're intelligent. They have gone home and they are lamenting to Jonathan. You have people that produce rice here. If you allow Dangote to be bringing in rice all the time, the rice fields of Abakaliki, Adani will be decimated. You are not helping your farmers to sell their produce because of Dangote Onyawosa. They will not import tomatoes. because they grow tomatoes. They won't import angara because they grow angara where they come from. Garden egg. They know that we grow rice, that our land is conducive to rice farming. Because Awasa is not producing rice, that is why they allowed Dangote to flood the market with cheap rice, so that our farmers will starve, so that they will go hungry. They can't afford school fees for their children's education. Do you understand why we need Biafra? Do you appreciate why Biafra has to come? This Awasa man, they take our oil. They don't have any federal presence in our states, in our towns and villages. Even the rice we want to cultivate to feed our children, we sell some of it so that we can find money to pay school fees, since they cannot use the oil money to do anything for us. They have taken it all. Even at that, they are saying no. Which means they want us all to die. Why is it that Adani, women that grow rice, Abakaliki rice, why is it that nobody wants to give them loans and funding to mechanize what they are doing and produce rice for the whole of Africa, if need be? Because it is not an Awasa project. Instead, they started to spend billions to irrigate fields, Awasa, so that they can plant rice. Do you see what Jonathan is doing? Do you understand what Jonathan is doing? He will give them money. Awasa Fulani, not known for growing rice. Their landscape is not conducive for rice farming. He's giving them money to go and dig ditches to irrigate the areas to grow rice. Meanwhile, their own brother Dangote is importing all manner of cheap rice to kill off an industry in Biafra land, which is rice farming. Now you understand, don't you? Are you guys still going to ask me, why do you want Biafra? We don't need it. These are points we are giving you. This is from Oxfam. I'm not telling, we did not write the news. Oxfam, go and Google it. Oxfam. Oxfam is a charity, UK-based charity. Go and ask them. They are asking Jonathan, why is it that you don't want to help your farmers to feed you with good rice? Why do you allow Awasa Fulani Dangote to be bringing in rice all the time? Why? To kill these farmers off. White people are telling you, not us. They think if you go to school, if you can write A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K to Z, so you're intelligent. He's educated. Because you can write letter and send email. Some of you are jokers. And it shows all the time anyway. As part of efforts to bridge the housing gap in the zoo, the federal government has commissioned 102 units of ministerial plot housing scheme in Suleja. Always ministers, always politicians making money. They are building houses for them. They will give to their sixth cousins or whatever it is. Is there any housing of this magnitude in your village? Mr. or Mrs. One Nigeria. They are building more houses in Suleja. What does Suleja contribute to the zoo's economy? I have asked these questions many times. Nobody wants to answer. What does Sokoto State contribute to the economy? What does Naija State contribute to the economy of the zoo? Can somebody please tell me, because I'm dying to hear it? The answer is nothing. But they are building all the houses for them, making them feel good, come to Biafra land. Anyway, don't worry, they're in Chicago, sending Western Union, isn't it? Sending money home. They are in Michigan, sending money home. Sad, sad case, honestly. As we are lamenting that Dangote is killing our rice industry, as we are complaining that they are building everything in their areas, apart from Biafra land, Yoruba has gone to use crude oil money to secure a loan from the World Bank to the tune of $200 million to build bridges and culverts. Everybody can go and borrow money. If they ask you, how are you going to pay? You say, I am from Nigeria. We are one Nigeria. There is oil coming from a place they call Biafra, but it is now Nigeria. We conquered it. And they'll give them money. They go and borrow money against the oil coming from Biafra land. And you're telling me that somehow that things are okay. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me? That things are okay, when in fact it is not. We continue. Presidential system of government is very sophisticated debate. It's not for the brain of a black person. They won't understand it. If you say to black people, presidential system of government is not good for you, they cannot comprehend it. They can't understand what you mean. Intellectual deficit, I call it. Oh, but what is... You're telling them that presidential system is not good for you. They'll tell you, but what is wrong with Jonathan? He's our man. The presidential system of government leads to excessive corruption. No, but Jonathan is from my village. It's our turn to rule. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that presidential system of government, leads to abuse of office and of power because of the preponderance of the executive to override legislation. No. It's our turn. It's my village turn. Our man must go this year. Oh, I'm telling you. I am praying to be surrounded one day by people who are educated. I don't like this system of government. Oh, what is wrong with our man? It's our turn this year. Our man is going this year. Is that what I'm asking you about? I am talking about the system and not the man. But Jonathan is the president, and you're talking about presidential system. Oh, former minister and governorship candidate of the APGA, All Progressives Grand Alliance ABGA in Nasarawa State, Labran Maku, has said that if elected, his administration will commit the security vote to the provision of water to rural communities. They still don't have drinking water. But when we tell you, you think they drink water from waterproof bag, from sachet. A human being, 21st century, people are drinking water from plastic bag. He said he will give them the same thing they have been saying since 1952 elections. I will give you water. I will give you water. Today is 2015. They are still saying we will give you drinking water. A country that for nearly a people for nearly 70 years saying we'll give you water that is still not drinking water. Is it in the next 4 years you'll give it to us? You've not done it in 70 years. Is it now you're going to do it? Something you have not done in nearly 70 years. Is it now you're going to do it? The man is saying, I will give you drinking water. Oh my goodness me. This is Radio Biafra. And that concludes our news this very morning and our news summary. Barrister came back to me eventually. I was waiting for Barrister before. I didn't hear from him, but he has come back to me. Having presented the news headlines and news summary, I would also like to ask him what he makes of what we are presenting this morning. Barrister, can you hear me? Barrister, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, Barrister, can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra. You don't know you called me? No. Barrister doesn't even know that he's on TV. Maybe he's in court. I don't know. This is Radio Biafra. Is anything the problem? This is Radio Biafra. We are live and direct. Is anybody saying we are not live and direct at this moment? Because we are. From my systems, they said Enugu station is not on. Can somebody tell us why? It could be petrol now. It's always petrol. Somebody says it's not working now. It is not working now. I don't know what they mean by that. It is not working now. Enugu station at 9:35 this morning, they say it's not working, which is the time now. Did it just stop? I don't understand. I do not understand. This is Radio Biafra. This is, let us try and find out and see what is going on. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? I have a caller on the phone. I wonder if they can hear me. Can you hear me? No, they cannot hear me. They cannot hear me. This is Radio Biafra and our lines are open. Our lines are open. If you wish to call us, our Skype line is also open. And please, when we pick your call, endeavor, please, try as much as possible to give us your name, where you are calling from, and that does it. Just your name and where you are calling from. Let us try once again and see if we can get this call. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Angorika. I'm calling from Amba.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead, Angorika. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. I want to comment on yesterday's broadcast about people that were talking about religion and all that. So I just wanted to talk to people because I don't see any reason why anybody should want to make religion a matter or a problem. I think what should be a major concern is getting Biafra, and that is all. I don't know why someone would be so concerned about religion. After all, if we go through all this time we've been in bondage in Nigeria, we have not really had a leader that is a core Christian or a born again. So why should it be a problem now? Someone saying Jesus or God is Lord. That shouldn't be a major concern. We should be more concerned about what we are fighting for, and that is all. Most of us have parents or even grandparents that are called idolists. They worship idols. Some of our governors are even occultists, but nobody is complaining about that. They go out to vote for them. So why should religion be a problem now that we are fighting for something that is more important to us? So I think our people should be educated on some of these things. I don't know if it's because we are more of business people that they believe the call thing and then talk about things that are not important. So I just felt like telling them they should leave the religion thing. It's not what is our concern now. It's not what is our problem now. Our problem now is getting freedom, and that should be a major concern. Thank you, and my director. I really appreciate what you're doing over there, and we'll keep praying for you. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much, and God bless you as well. From a very young lady, Angoreka, she's making a lot of sense. Do you hear what she said? Did you hear what this very little girl said this morning? She said, is it because we are doing business? What she meant to say was buying and selling. I told you, if nobody want a little child, Angoreka calling from Aba. I thank you for that, because at last, of course, we know why people are sensible. We know what we are doing. Okay, but the moon to wake you up and reveal who you are, not to be a coward. And I welcome that. Somebody rang yesterday and go, Jesus. I never met it. I said, Chukwu Abiyama is God, as the same way that Yahweh Yeshua prayed. A very little girl. Can you imagine that? At least you people, you have hope that you have little children like that can reason properly. After all, one of them is the finest science brain in the whole world. You must understand that. This is Radio Biafra. The barrister has come back to me now, I believe. Barrister Nabune Hiona Bambo. Can Barrister hear me, for goodness sake? Barrister Mambezu, can you hear me? What is going on?
Director, the line has been very digital this morning.
I thought you went back to sleep.
No, the line has been very digital. Even when we went off air, I tried my best to reach you. I was locked in with you until the line came through. But I hope I'm talking now.
Of course you are. Please go ahead.
Good morning, Director. Good morning to fellow Biafrans. It is a ritual, a transition for us to greet our people before any advent. I thank all of you for your listenership. We have started this particular course and we'll finish it. We see it to its logical conclusion. Director, thanks for the news. And here are my own analysis. First of all, let's take the issue with Buhari, who is now trying to defend himself, which of course is indefensible. Buhari brought the name before Radio Biafra started using it. Baboon and monkeys will be soaked in blood. It's from Buhari himself.
God
so
bless
he
you.
knows.
God bless
Sorry?
you. God bless you, Barrister. God bless you. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Director. Because here at Radio Biafra, we don't forget anything. We are like elephants. You know, elephants do not forget anything. Once it goes straight into your brain, it's locked up. Monkeys and baboons will be soaked in blood. So those in the zoo, you are monkeys and baboons. Not from Radio Biafra, but from Buhari himself, who wants to come and tell you a different story, which is, of course, fables. Remember one thing about Muslims. When they say something, they like to hide underneath, and then they tell you a different story. All of you should remember that Islam is a beautiful religion. It's very peaceful. But they are killing you on a daily basis. Yet, they will come and say to you, Islam is a peaceful religion, and some of you will hang on to that word, and then you believe that what they're telling you is correct. Director, you are wondering why we could not refine. We have refineries around us. We could not refine because Babangida has a refinery in Ivory Coast, private business. He will take our oil, he goes to Ivory Coast, he refines it, he sells it back to you. That is why our refineries are not working. Because Babangida, who was there before, is using our money, using our oil, refining it, and then bringing it back to you again for sale. That is one of the reasons, Director. The other reasons are we are being governed and ruled by idiots, animals, who do not understand anything about economics. They do not know anything about macro or micro economics. Pure and simple. The Yorubas are parasites. Hausas are parasites. The little boy who called last night and started yapping. In criminal law, we say actus reus nisi mensiti rea. An act does not make a man guilty unless his mind also be guilty. A Yoruba man insulted me, abused me, and now trying to remind me of what he did in the past. Without the power of British, can Yorubas and Hausas put together, even how many countries, 5 different, if not 6, fighting Biafrans? We held them for 3 years. The Yoruba little boy is telling us how he's beating our women. I blame Biafran women. They are stupid. They go through those who are not circumcised to sleep with them. What do you expect? Yes, the Yoruba boy, we don't blame you. You've seen a platform to air your views. The Hausas, those who smoked ganja, wanted to fight them. It was reported by the same Vanguard. A Yoruba man, a Yoruba woman, instead of saying, yeah, this is true, he said, no, it's all false. I'm sure she's married to one Malam, who is aviation minister. They don't want to upset them. Because when Yorubas started fighting with the Hausas, the Yorubas will always go as under. They don't have the power, they don't have the power to even stand within themselves. All they do is mouth. They can talk. That is why all of them are into media. General this, general that. They are cowards. For even a little child born tomorrow will know that Yorubas are cowards. They are parasites. They depend on what we will provide and they will steal it. Hausas the same. What do they provide? What do they produce? But they are rebuilding and putting more structures in Hausa land. What is happening in Biafra land? And when we tell you that Goodluck Jonathan is not of Biafran origin, you can see the reason. Because they say a snake will always have a snake. As a child, a baboon will not go and have a monkey. What you are is what you are. Goodluck Jonathan, throughout all the 4 years, who amongst you will stand up and say, this is the investment he made in Biafra land? Turning to Akwa Ibom government and the immigration and the repatriation. Director, your enemies living with you becomes a problem to solve. The Hausas have killed every Biafra man, woman, children in the north. And they are still trooping and living within us. Don't you think that the first thing to do is to start purging all the Hausa Fulani Boko Haram in Biafra land? Because when they come and live amongst us, it will be very difficult to serve them out. It's about time for Biafrans to start sending any Hausa Boko Haram back to where they came from. They have done it to us. They are not even sending you back. They are killing you. And in fact, they won't even allow your parents to take your corpses. They will bury you there. Biafrans, I hope we are not turning to be like the Yorubas. The cowards who only talk, they go into media. I support what the Akwa Ibom government, unfortunately for us in Imo State, Okorocha is an Islamic man. He's a Hausa man. When you look at his face, you will know that this man was not born of a Biafran woman. Check it very well. He's not one of us. And that's why he's bringing mayhem into our society. But the reason why I don't shout too much is because the Wari people are very resilient. We don't take rubbish you'll see what will happen in the election. For the first time, we are trying to bring that particular zoo down on their knees. Biafrans will not vote. And those who are thinking, what if we don't vote, what will happen? No, we don't vote and we take action upon it. We are not saying just don't vote and then they'll vote and conclude. And then all the ministers, the first thing that will be done is to send all the House of Fulani Boko Haram military in our own ground. We are occupied. And therefore, we have to start purging them out of our land. It's been a long time. Is it economics? Is it mathematics? Is it biology? What is it that we say that the houses has ever achieved apart from relying on our oils? Everywhere you go to Pipeline, oil is there. You go to Calabar, oil is there. Come to Imo State, oil is there. Go to Anambra, oil is there. Wherever you reach in Biafra land, I think it's about time both the Yorubas and the Hausas to start franking their own land. It's about time they start doing franking and leave us alone. They are killing us. They are embezzling our money. They decided to impoverish us, deliberate social engineering. But I think we've had enough of all this. Any Biafra who is not interested in joining Radio Biafra, Restoration of Biafra, do not call. We don't need you. Surely, we are going back to Biafra land. I think I've said enough this morning, Director.
You have not, Barrister, but I will agree from here. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. We have a caller on Skype. Can you hear me? Turn your system down if you want to speak on Radio Biafra. Even people from my back can understand this. Turn your system down or we will not speak to you.
Good morning, Director.
Good morning. Your name and where you are, please.
My name is Azubiki Gwebe. I hail from Idato North, Budukin Idato North, Biafra land. I'm calling from Amsterdam.
Are you related to Rocha Sokorocha?
Not at all. Not at all, Director.
God forbid, where?
God forbid. God forbid that.
Please go ahead.
Okay, Director. I'm calling and I want to thank you for your good work. Sometimes I used to think, how do you do all these things? But I just pray that God will give you strength.
Yes,
what I want to comment, I want to first of all comment on the Yoruba guy that called yesterday. I had him called some time ago, some weeks ago. He said that he wants that we should be Igbo nation or whatever we want to call ourselves, but we should leave Igbo people alone. If I'm correct,
yes, that's what he said. Yeah.
Then yesterday, when he found out that it's like he have watched the video, which this guy, what is the name of this? Odokobo, which he said that Igbos our brothers. Then it's like you have watched that video. Then he came back again. The thing, he couldn't endure it. Then he came back. Then he's claiming that if we march, they will crush us. That means this time, since the judge decided to go with us, that means they will fight. But before, when he thought that he just are not with us, he just will not go with us. He said we should go our way, no problem. But because he just have accepted a kind of saying that they are with us, now they want to fight. That means the only thing they want is just the oil. They just wanted to have a portion of oil among them. So since the judge decided to go with the Igbos, that means he said that they will fight, they will crush us. So I also want to comment on what he said. He said that they drill borehole on our women. I also want to let him know that since after the war, our Igbo boys have been drilling borehole on their women in Lagos. We have been there since it's almost 40 years now after the war. Our people came back. I know many of our brothers, their girlfriends are Yorubas. None of them they are marrying. They are only drilling borehole on them. After drilling borehole on them, they dumped them and went back to Biafra land and get married. So they did it for just a few times doing that Biafra war. But after the Biafra war till now, our people are still drilling borehole on their women. Till today, as I'm talking now, there are Igbo boys drilling borehole on their women in Lagos now. So he is saying what they did within short few months, but we have been doing it for about 40 years. So he is dumb and he's stupid. Even our people also occupying their places. They are working for us. Some of them are serving Igbo people in Lagos there. So he is not judging. We are the people who are even current. We are the one who is holding them currently, not even them. I wish he's listening to what I'm saying. So he is just saying what happened during 40 years ago, but we are telling him currently our people are drilling borehole on their women. You should know that. Then, what I want to comment is this. I want to comment on the religious issue yesterday. because I invited so many people yesterday. I distributed so many. There's a message I distributed on WhatsApp, and I sent it to more than 200, and it was circulating. And a lot of people called me that they are listening. But when this issue of debate of religion came up, a lot of people send me message they're going to bed, they're leaving, they're not listening again. What I want to suggest on this, my director, please, I just want to, we have to be wise. I know that God is with us, but God also still needs us to apply wisdom. Bible says, get wisdom. Even in the Bible, when you read about the history of David came to a point that he has to fled, even though he has been anointed to become the king of Israel. But he have to run away from Saul and hide in a cave. He hid himself in a cave. But he was anointed. The anointing was upon him, but he still hid. So there is time for everything. There is time to come out. There is time to hide. There is time to retreat. There is time to come out. So at this time, my director, please let us waive everything religion. This is not. We are children of God. If you come, for example, you have been sent to liberate these people. These people already Christianity. There is something I learned when we were in theology, because I also did theology. So that if you go to evangelize to people, do not go with the gospel, do not go with telling them about Jesus. Just go there, find out their need, deal with their need first. On the process, you can now give them your message if you have any. So what I say, we are coming for Biafra. The heart of every Igbo man and woman is Biafra. But how we go about it is very important. If we're saying this religion, start preaching like yesterday, I was telling the people, hold your pen, you will learn a lot. People came with learning, and it ended up being Jesus is not Lord, Jesus is Lord, Jesus is Yahweh, it becomes a different, and people started leaving. They were sending me messages, some people saying, I'm off to bed. The whole family were listening, they all shut down the whole thing and started. I've tried to call them, they even refused to pick my calls. I know some people will start to call, say, don't mind them, we don't need them, if they don't wait, they can go to hell. It's not like that. Each and every one of us, America can go to war because of a single of their citizen. America can go to war for a single citizen. None of us must be lost. We must go for each and every one of us. And everyone counts. We must not leave anybody behind and say they can go to hell. If they don't go, we are still marching. We will march. But still yet, we need, even if it's a newborn baby, as long as that person bears the blood of Biafra, we must not leave anybody behind, no matter what. So what I'm saying is that, please, Director, all eyes are on you. We are looking up to you as an example. If you will just listen to this advice, little advice, let us waive this religious something. We are all children of God. Let it not be something we'll be debating here. If somebody want to raise it, please, let's apply wisdom. Waive it by the side. The people you came to deliver, they are Christians as for now. So if we come with this speed, it is Yahweh, it is this, it will come, even some will withdraw. We will not leave anybody behind. Let us do our best. Apostle Paul said that if I go to Gentiles, I behave like a Gentile in order to win them. If I go to drug addicts, I behave like a drug addict in order to win them. You have come as a sacrifice. To deliver people, it's a sacrifice. It's a heavy work. It is a price to pay. There are things you have to bear. There are things you have to tolerate. So please, for me, with this, if I were you, if I'm you, but I don't think I can do what you are doing. God knows that I cannot do what you are doing. But I just give this as a piece of advice. If it will be accepted, waive most of these religious, when it want to come, just we'll put it by the side. Many people that are calling, some of them are pastors, some of them are reverend, some of them are born into Catholic, some of them are Pentecostal, and let's not criticize any religion. I learn to give respect to every religion. Even though Islam, I will not go and start criticizing them. I know that they are bad and they are evil. I just leave them. They are bad people. I don't want to have anything with them. I just tell my own. So not everybody. Before I've been listening for a long time, but sometimes I feel like why should the way you criticize church and so many things? I know that many things are going wrong in the church, but still yet I say that no. I've learned to live. The differences where I don't agree with you, I've learned to put it aside and continue to walk in the goal. All one goal I have, and I know we have, is to get Biafra. So I have put some differences, some places I think I disagree with you in some areas. I put them aside and I keep marching because of Biafra. That's because all my heart is Biafra. And not everybody is matured like this. Some people, immediately they hear it, they will just switch off. They will go off and they start to complain, which I have had many like that. But some people are mature to say, I don't agree with you here, but let us keep working on this Biafra. So that's my own contribution. Please, let's bring this religious argument and Jesus. let's please put it aside. And what I also want to say is that Jesus Christ is a Greek word, a Greek and a Latin word mixed. It is translated as Savior. It is Yahweh, then which is Savior, and it's also translated. If you can Google the meaning of Jesus Christ on the Google, you will see that it means Savior. It is the same thing. Whether listen now, we go and colonize another people now, and we bring Savior to them as Onye Nzọpụta, and because we colonize them, they also call them Onye Nzọpụta. It is still the same thing as Savior. So we should be against this Jesus Yahweh. I mean, that is my own suggestion. It means Jesus Christ is a Greek word translated as Savior. That's what I want to contribute this morning. May God bless all Biafran. God bless you, my director. May God give you more strength and to bear whatever thing that comes on your way. May God bless you.
He said, thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you for that. And also well spoken. But you wanted to ruin it by also going back and trying to discuss it. There is something we promised ourselves when we started Radio Biafra. We don't sweep anything under the carpet. We want to take people who are capable of dealing with a debate. Do you know why the zoo, Nigeria, is the way it is today? Oh, leave it, it will bring disunity. Oh, don't discuss that. Oh, don't discuss it, it will bring disunity. I don't believe in that. I believe in the superiority of argument and reason. If Chukwu Abiyama decides that Biafra will not come because we don't have his knowledge, so be it. There is one thing that is paramount in this life. I said it before. Our work is treble. We are doing three things at the same time: to deliver a people from bondage, to also equip them intellectually to build a civilization that mankind can be proud of, and also to understand who they are. Very, very difficult things. To do one is hard. To combine all three within a very short space of time is almost impossible. But I believe that with the grace of heaven, we are marching forward. The reason why people do not advance is because there are some subjects they consider to be taboo, never to be discussed. That is why today in Islam, if you do a cartoon, ordinary cartoon of Muhammad that was born of a woman, they will look for you and kill you. But when this nonsense started, had people then said, oh, no, we need to discuss it. No, don't talk about it. It's somebody's religion. Don't talk about it. But today, if you say there is something we cannot talk about, that means we cannot have freedom of speech. You can't have it two ways. On one hand, you're saying you want freedom of speech. So are you saying in the new Biafra, if somebody were to write a book critical of anybody's religion, that somehow you will bring that person and shoot the person dead? That is what is happening to Islam today. That is why they are murderers. That is why they are killers. Because people did not question it. Look at Christianity that allowed questioning to take place. Do they kill people? Do you have anybody planting bombs saying, of course, there are some nutters in America called white supremacists. These are the vagabonds. They can do so, but at least it's confined in America. You don't have every Christian around the world looking for a bomb to go and kill somebody else. You see, my dear brother, it is far more better that you bring out superior arguments to what I'm presenting to convince me. I would respect you for that, than asking me to sweep it under the carpet because I will not do it. It's not in our creed. It's not what we signed up to. We said there will be no-go areas. We discuss everything. If somebody is switching off because they heard the name of Jesus, it means the person is ignorant. And that is why in their villages they don't have electricity, they don't have water, because they don't reason. There is nothing more important in life than reason. Nothing. I value reason above everything else. That is why today you have a mobile phone. That is why today, some people very foolishly say it. We broadcast Radio Biafra when we are traveling with only 4 tiny pieces of equipment you can fit in a suitcase. But this, anywhere we go, when we are not here in the studio broadcasting, anywhere we go to, it is radio. Very clean, very clear, very crisp. People do it because of reason. You challenge prevailing orthodoxy. If you want to be advanced, if you want to be developed, you cannot be a slave to religion. Once you are finished. Completely finished. And we cannot stop talking about religion here, because to me, Biafra is my religion. We answer, I keep saying it all the time. Chinedu, Chikamso, Chikamnario, Wachuku, Chinekemam. These are our names. How therefore, I ask you, do you expect me not to give praise to Chukwu Abiama? These are our names from time. Wachuku, child of God, son of God. That's the meaning of it. Wachuku, son of God. What we are doing is revolutionizing the way people think, so that you cannot be another baboon from Africa. Africa, black people cannot reason properly because there are certain orthodoxies you cannot challenge. Since we started making it very clear to black people that they are hopeless, because you have to be hopeless for somebody to come to your village and take you nearly 5,000 miles away and put you in a farm to be working for him without pay. You must be very foolish, honestly speaking. And that is why I said that black people are fools. You can't take me as a slave. You kill me or I kill you. I'm better off dead than a slave. The same thing happens with taboo subjects. Do you want to become a slave to ignorance, or do you want to broaden your horizon? Which one is better? I want you to convince me that what you believe in, what you hold very dear, is superior to mine. I ask myself this question: why is it that wherever Islam got to first, they are Muslims? They swear by Islam. They want to kill for Islam. Wherever Christianity got to first, they swear by Christianity. They want to die if you question anything about it. Have you asked yourself that question? It's because of black man's ignorance. But I welcome everything you said, not all the same. I welcome it. It makes a lot of sense. It makes quite a lot of sense. I know shall inculcate and imbibe it as we go along. This is Radio Biafra. There are people everywhere seeking to speak to us. We shall go to them. If you hear a debate on Radio Biafra, you switch off. You are not intelligent enough to be part of us. So if I come to you now and tell you that there is something we can do to get man into outer space, what will you do? You tell me, no, don't discuss that. Belief is key.
Hello.
Yes, please, your name and where you are.
Hello.
I can hear you for the last time. Give us your name. I know you can hear me. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Is it Radio Biafra?
My goodness me. People can be so daft, isn't it? Unbelievable. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? One more time, can you hear me? Or we disengage. I have no time to waste. The caller on the phone, you must turn your system down before I take your call. Do you understand that? Turn your system down before I take your call, or else I will not take your call. You will give us your name and where you are. Go ahead. They don't listen. Do you see why you need to have debate? Any day we hold debate about this level of ignorance, you see they will change. But now you're hoping and praying so they will understand it. They are listening to Radio Biafra. Before they call, they listen. If you call Radio Biafra, you hear my voice, continue talking. That means you're live on the air. But somehow it doesn't sink in, does it? It never goes in. Because if you want them to understand, you add something that they hold very dear. Do you know that had Chukwu Abịama allowed Islam to come into our land before we woke up, or before the white man woke us up, we would have all been Muslims today, fighting for Boko Haram. Do you know that? Because that is the brain of a black person, not to question anything. The things they ask questions about are things that are irrelevant. That doesn't matter. When it comes to something that is relevant, God forbid, they can't ask questions. Why is it that a white man came and took you and made you a donkey in his farm in Virginia for 250 years without paying you? Two of you, something is wrong with either of you or both at the same time. A white man came to your village and took you. You didn't fight him. They put chain on your neck, on your hand, or everywhere. And you know the funniest thing? Because I'm saying this to those who say they want to go and vote. Only people that rebel get what they want. Yoruba rebelled, they got the presidency. Niger Delta rebelled, now they are giving them everything they want. You're still talking about peace. You say, oh, we fought a war for 3 years and we lost. Southern Sudan fought for 30 years. 30 long years. And today they are free. Do you understand that? I doubt it very, very much. I doubt it very much. This is Radio Biafra. We are going to the line. I don't know if we have somebody from South Africa. The line looks like a South African line. Let's try and see. The caller on Viber, can you hear me? The caller on Viber for the last time, can you hear me? No, they cannot hear me. No. I said I was talking to you before. You were taking time. I will not take your call anymore. I won't be able to do so. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? No, they cannot hear me. Let us try this other line as well. We can play this game from now till next year. It doesn't bother me. Until you learn that when you call Radio Biafra, you start speaking, you don't stop. Only then will I be able to put you through. Simple. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning, Director. My name is Ubin Nanguchema. I'm calling from Ghana.
Thank you.
Please, my contribution here, I did not agree with the person that said that we should exclude religion. First, I was a Catholic before I joined this struggle. But I have been able to understand that a lot of things that we've been doing in the Catholic Church are wrong. It does not, because the Bible says only the truth can set us free. That I am bowing down to Virgin Mary, bowing down to Joseph, bowing down to every angel, every statue that they hang, I bow down for it. It is wrong. In as much as the Bible has made us know that it is only God that we can bow down to. Any other, even in heaven, under the earth, on sea. So you must preach what you are doing. What you are doing the right thing. Anybody who is coming to tell you to exclude religion, then who are we? When we call ourselves the children of Chukwu Abịama, and somebody will tell you to exclude Chukwu Abịama, what you are saying, it is highly wrong. And once you exclude Chukwu Abịama, we are falling. Immediately you exclude Chukwu Abịama, what we are doing, I'm telling you, I'm betting all of us that we will fall.
Of course.
And we will fall willfully. It is only Chukwu Abịama that we have been carrying along. That is why we can be able to, attend where we are now. That is the only reason why we are attend where we are is because we are children of Chukwu Abịama.
My brother,
we believe in Chukwu Abịama.
I want to help you. I want to help you in what you're saying. Honestly speaking, without Chukwu Abịama, do you think I can sit here and broadcast to the whole world with the peanuts we have?
Impossible.
People contribute only £5,000 in a month. Only £5,000 in a month, in a good month. I challenge anybody, I will give you £5,000 to do what we are doing. You can't do it. And I'm telling you the truth. I am telling you before God and man, if not for Chukwu Abịama, Uche Mefo couldn't have done what he did. I'm telling you the truth. If not for Chukwu Abịama, is he an engineer? Is Uche Mefo an engineer? The answer is no. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? If not, I said I travel with handbag and I can broadcast from anywhere in the world. There is nobody, no group of people that can do that. It's impossible to do. I want to tell you about the miracle of Chukwu Abịama. I don't have the permission of this person to say this, but I will say it. There is one of our brothers at the forefront of the Biafran struggle. I mean, at the cutting edge of the Biafran struggle. Forefront. Do you know he has immigration problems here in the UK? When I mean problem, I want to prove to you people what Chukwu Abịama is doing for us, so you understand it. This our brother got into trouble 2 days ago with immigration. He committed an offense, more or less a crime, more or less impersonation of somebody. He is not. That particular crime alone carries massive penalties. Talk less of the fact that he's an illegal immigrant. They've asked him to go and he's still here. Do you know what happened? He was sitting in the police cell. Because when I had the Tarabaram, I was mad. I didn't pray. I must be honest. I never prayed for him. But I was very sad. Do you know who came and bailed him out from the police cell? Immigration officer. Immigration officer came and told police to release him. He was in a state of shock. He couldn't believe it. It has never happened before in the history of this country. Because Chukwu Abịama is God. Chukwu Abịama can see what this man is doing for him here in the United Kingdom. God in heaven saw it and sent somebody, immigration Nigeria, they wrote to police saying, I have come to release this man. Immigration will normally come to deport you. Have you heard that before anywhere else? Why did that happen to him? Because he is a servant of Chukwu Abịama. I said, Biafra will come in such a way that you will testify to the goodness of the Lord forever and ever. That is why it did not come in 1970. Chukwu Abịama wants to suffer you so you will understand that only him can save you. Nobody else can. Only Chukwu Abịama can. And you will see it happen. Do you know we are on radio? That nobody can see. Are you aware of that? If you turn on your radio in Onitsha now, you listen to Radio Biafra. Can you see us? The answer is no. But we can see you. Do you know we are on satellite? Do you know we are on, if you go to your satellite decoder, do you know we are there? Do you know we are online? I challenge you to do all of these things with £5,000 a month. Impossible. We are where we are because of the grace of heaven. We can't abandon it. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. The knowledge of Chukwu Abịama is the foundation of our success. I told you, somebody wrote to me in secret and said, oh, at last, you people, you got the secret, didn't you? He was laughing at me. He said, now you understand that without God, there will be no Biafra. And he said, good luck. And Chukwu Abịama has never failed. His name says, we are about to take you close to discover who he is. You are about to know that there is Chukwu Abịama. That is why we answer, Oke Chukwu, Nwa Chukwu, Ike Chukwu, Ife Anyi Chukwu. Oh, these people. You want to, oh God, I don't know. We continue. We must continue. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra. One more chance do you have. I will ask you again to give me your name and where you are, or I cut you off. Your name and where you are.
Good morning, Biafrans. Please, I want to make a comment.
And what is your name? What is your name, please?
My name is Nofox Nnajofo Okpe.
Thank you.
I'm calling from Heguson, Norway.
From Norway?
From Enugu. Yes.
Thank you.
Please, my fellow Biafrans, the thing I have to tell you people is, the name of Jesus we all have been calling, he is not the name of God. The Jesus all of us has been calling came from a Greek word, Isus. And the Greek word Isus is a Greek deity. I don't even know. In fact, I think maybe this Nigeria has been sacrificed to something else. That is why people are not listening. Because I can't just believe. Sometimes I'm even ashamed of myself. What is this?
Reason.
The name Jesus Christ came from Greek word Isus. My wife is Greek. I married a Greek. And that Isus is a deity. And that is what everybody is worshiping. Both the Yoruba pastors and the Igbo pastors. That is why they are criminals and God cannot punish them because they are using fake names to deceive us. Calling Jesus, while they are juju masters. Let them use the original name of God, which is very holy. Then let me see what will happen to them.
They will die. They'll strike you dead immediately. Where I had to grab my duishi and you will die. You will die off.
And Biafrans, please. We are scared. We don't want to stand up. Let me tell you the truth, Biafrans. If we lose somebody like Nnamdi Kanu because of our ignorance, in the next 70 to 80 years, Biafra will be like gypsies. We have no land anymore. We will have no land anymore. We will litter all over the whole world. I think it's time for us to go back to our responsibilities. If we want to die, let us go and die. I have come out and I want to join, and I'm making every effort to try and contribute in whatever we're going to do. Please, Biafrans, please, let us stop sentiments. We all know the truth, but we are just hiding in a shell.
Thank you very much, my dear brother. Thank you for that one. Well spoken. If you have a counter argument to bring it here, I'll welcome it. I won't talk to you. I won't interrupt you. Here is the pursuit of truth and reason. If not for anything, you will always think about and remember Radio Biafra because it challenged your ability to reason. Convince me with superior argument and I'll go with you. That's how Biafra is going to be run. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, one more time, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? No, they're not paying attention, are they? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Sorry, on Skype, rather. On Skype, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Are you talking to me? I'm on Skype.
I'm talking to you. Thank you very much. Please, your name and where you are.
My name is Nwokoro Uche. I'm calling from Senegal.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Good morning and good morning to all Biafrans. I want to support what the second to the last caller just said about religion. I will start with the name Jesus. If you find out or make your research, you will understand and agree with me that the New Testament was written in Greek, not Aramaic or Hebrew, which is the original language of the Jews. Jesus Christo, which is translated Jesus Christ, in Greek, it literally means the anointed one in Greek language. That is Jesus Christo. But the English, the European translated it to Jesus Christ. Yeshua is a Hebrew name. Yeshua is a Hebrew name. The English spell it as Jeshua because there is no J in Hebrew alphabet. So they translated instead of Y starting, they translated as J, that is Jeshua. The Greek, which happens to be the first people to translate the Hebrew Bible to Greek, in their own language, they translated Yeshua as Ishua. The spelling is I-E-S-O-U-S. That is Greek language. That is Greek translation. Then when the English translated their own from Greek, they translated Ishua as J. then that is where we get the name Jesus. In Hebrew language or Almeria language, Yeshua is a common name. Go there, just like in our tribe in Biafra, we have Chukwuemeka, we have Uchenna, we have Chisomu, we have Chedemma. It is in line with our tribe. Just as Yeshua is a common name in Hebrew language. His true name is Yeshua. Why I spell it Yeshua. That is the real name. So whoever call it, if you call it Jesus, we are borrowing the translated language of the English, which is the Europeans brought to us. So if those people are the problem our brother called yesterday have is with you is that he called Jesus and you are calling Yeshua. Well, we can say both of you are saying the same thing. If we follow what the Europeans gave to us by mentioning Jesus. So we are not having any conflict. There is no conflict or there is no problem. It's a matter of you want us to go by the original name, which is Hebrew. And we are being taught by our own Bible, by what the Europeans gave to us, which is Jesus. So I want to make it clear that there is no conflict. But I prefer to call him by his original name. That's the mother, the father gave to him. The mother they speak Hebrew and Aramaic. So they are not English people. His original name is Yeshua. So that is what we are going to call him. Then I will also now want to broaden your mind a little. In Bible translation, I am a Catholican. Now, the total number of biblical book is different. The Jews count 24. The Protestants count 29. The Catholic count 46. The Orthodox Christians count 53. I mean numbering by, if you in Jew, Genesis, Exodus, Deuteronomy, if you count it, they only have 24 books. The Protestants have 39. The Catholic has 46. The Orthodox Christians have 59. Now I will give you from the sum of the 8 books in the Catholic edition of the Bible that is not contained in King James Version. There is a book called Tobias in Catholic edition. 1. There is one called Judith. There is one called Tobit. There is another one, Wisdom of Solomon. There is another one, Ecclesiastes, not Ecclesiastes. The Ecclesiastes or Syriac. There is Baruch. There is First Maccabees. There is Second Maccabees. These 8 books are contained in Catholic edition of Bible, which was written by Rome. Now, these books I called now are not contained in King James Version. Go and make your research and find out. They are not written in the King James Version, which is written by Britain or British. The Orthodox Bible, they have what is called 3 books that are not contained in Catholic edition, and they are not in King James Version, which is they have Psalms of Solomon, not Psalms of David. They have Psalms of Solomon. They have Susanna. They have Bel and the Dragon. These books are not contained in Catholic edition, and they are not neither contained in King James Version. So, my dear brother, I want to make it clear to you that all these things are white people. They brought this in and they want to confuse us with it. Our forefathers know who Chukwu Abiama is. They believe in Chukwu Abiama and he protected them. The pastors who called this, who called that, let them go back to the original Bible, which is a Hebrew Bible. I am trying to get a Hebrew Bible now so that I will study and learn from a Hebrew Bible. That is the origin of the Bible, not Greek Bible and not English Bible.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. Very, very insightful And this is Radio Biafra, because here we learn every blessed day. If you have something interesting to tell us, if you have a superior argument, you bring it. We will listen to you very, very attentively. I don't want wishy-washy sentimentalism. I don't want even what I call biblical superstition. I want you to convince me with reason and with facts. For me, it depends on Yenachia. You know that name? Anything you want or you like, you can worship. That is entirely your prerogative. For me and my household, Chukwabiama will be God every blessed day of our lives. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Yes, can you hear me?
Hello?
For the last time, can you hear me? No. You cannot hear me. So we continue. This is Radio Biafra. The caller on the line, can you hear me? No, they are not paying attention. They are not paying attention. We are also going to go over to the line to see who is there. The caller on Viber, I presume. Can you hear me?
Hello, good morning, Director.
Good morning.
Yeah, 1 minute, please. My name is Okechukwu.
Hold on a second. Your line is not very clear. Sorry, your name is what?
Okechukwu from Manchester.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I'm indigenous of Biafra from Ebuoma in Oguta local government, Biafra land. Should I go on?
Of course, go on, please. Yes, go ahead. Of course, yes, you have the floor. Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to inform. 1 minute, Director, please.
If you're not ready, you call us back. Are you ready or not?
I just want to. No, okay. I just want. Hello.
I can hear you. Are you ready to speak to us or not?
Okay. Yeah, I just want to inform the people of Manchester. We are having our meeting on Friday, which is tomorrow, in our usual place of meeting. It's Manchester Fire Station, community room in Thompson Street, and the postcode is M4 5EF. And our coordinator's number is 07931939358. Or our PRO's number is 0744 616 1196. Director, please, regarding the discussion you brought up on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday about we abstaining from voting in Biafra land, there is a suggestion I want to make regarding how it can be speeded up.
Is it hold on? Is it something sensitive? Hold on. Is it something sensitive or is something you can say on air? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to find out first before you proceed.
It's something I can say on air.
Okay, then go ahead and do so. Go ahead.
Yeah, if they can be able to like print flyers in a white sheet paper and write that we are hereby advising the people of Biafra not to vote on the 28th of March, that whoever that dare goes out, you will die. If they want to put any number, they should put, but they go to the marketplaces and share it to the, like Nkuguta, like Eko Habu, like Eko Kija. Those markets where, in the villages, because even in the big towns, people might hear the radio and then not vote. But in communities, there are places where a lot of people don't have information. I have told my people, a lot of our people here in Biafra in diaspora have told their people, but there are a lot of people who doesn't listen to Radio Biafra. Their families will still go to vote. But if this information is being shared in the market, then the women will gossip it in the village, and they should go and pass it under the church doors. So like in Catholic churches, in Presbyterian, in all these churches, go and put it there. Let the pastors see it. If you love your family, if you love your members, tell them not to go out and vote. because if they go, they will die. So by saying that, it will going to spread like a Wi-Fi in the whole Biafra land within 1 week. Everybody will going to get this message. This is one. Number two is you have been telling the president of Nigeria, our cousin, that he should, try to do something about this Biafra or about Nigeria. Make a bold step. And he wouldn't listen. Remember the time of Liberia. They were telling Samuel Doe, come out of power. He did not want to listen until when he was caught by Jimmy Johnson. When they were about to kill him, that is when he was asking, Jimmy, remember we went to school together. Jimmy, remember this, remember that. But the time he had to take the right decision, he ignored it. So, he should now listen. Okorocha should now listen and take the right decision. Not when it is too late, they will be begging. Because there won't be any begging then. And number three, if you go to the book of Daniel chapter 3, when Nebuchadnezzar rose an image, all the people under Babylon to bow down to the image made by him. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said it is an abomination for a Jew to bow down to an image.
That's correct.
And they refused to bow down.
Of course.
And Nebuchadnezzar's chiefs went and reported it to Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar called Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego and said, is it true that you are not ready to bow down to the graven image I made? He said yes, that they were not ready to bow because they are children of God. And he said that if you did not bow, you were going to die. He said, do whatever you want. And he threw them into the fire. And the Bible says, Deuteronomy, Daniel chapter 3, I think verse 17, it says that God sent the fourth man when they were in a fire. But a fourth man came and 3 or 4 of them were there walking free. When Nebuchadnezzar saw the miracle, that even the people that thrown Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fire died. But the people they threw into the fire did not kill them. God himself is the one that said we should not bow down to graven images. If these images like the cross or picture of Jesus or anything sketched in his future is being made, and because in the book of Exodus, God says to children of Israel, the commandments I'm giving to you, that you should put it on the symbol on the door, put it as a symbol upon your neck, so that when your children ask you, Daddy, what is that? Tell them that this is the law of God.
That is correct.
This is what God commanded us to do or not to do. If they are putting it that this is the way, this is what Yeshua did for us, then it is acceptable. But if anybody goes there to bow down and to pray, there, the person is worshiping idol. That is the word of God. People should understand this. But if it is like a remembrance,
that is correct.
Is pointing to this unborn children that this is what Yeshua did, or this is the suffering he suffered for us, so that for us to be children of God. So this is what I want to contribute this morning.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. And we are here, we are live, we are direct. We are broadening our knowledge and understanding of the things of the Spirit, because the names we answer, nobody answers it on this very earth. We are very, very special. And I thank you also, my dear brother, Chibuike Amade from Hong Kong. These are the names that we venerate Chukwu Abiyama with. They call him Jehovah Jireh, that is that God will provide. Jehovah Roli, which is God is my shepherd. Adonai, Lord is my master. El Shaddai, Jehovah El Shaddai, the all-sufficient one. And then the master of them all, Yahweh, the Lord Jehovah Shalom, which is God of peace. Sidkenu, I think is pronounced, which is our righteousness, and Sabaoth, which is God of hosts. Jehovah, which is the Lord himself. Elolam, the everlasting God. Rapha, the God of health. Hey, for sending this. That is how we venerate the Most High Chukwu Abiyama. Stay by the side and watch what he's going to do. There was a time that there was people came. When I say this thing, it doesn't sink in. Islam, Buhari, and Okorocha, they have come before. Their fathers came before. They came with an army on horseback. They came with the lance and they came with the sword. They came with the bow. They came with the arrow. They came with everything you can think of, even kitchen knife. That army was destroyed. The same Chukwu Abiyama I call upon today destroyed that very army on the plains of Benue. In the same vein, this very morning, because of the significance and the importance of this very debate, I call upon the same Chukwu Abiyama. The same way you destroyed the army of darkness in the plains of Benue. Chukwu Abiyama, destroy the enemies of your children. Kill them wherever they are. Strike them dead the same way that army was destroyed. The Chukwu Abiyama, destroy these enemies of your children. Destroy the zoo called Nigeria. That these your children who always doubt, who never believe in your omnipotence, may once again come back to you in truth and honesty, knowing that you are God, the Lord of hosts. That's what we pray for here. So you will understand it. Everybody, everywhere, they are vibrating. It is clear. The evidence is clear. Chukwu Abiyama protected our forefathers. Our ancestors were protected by Chukwu Abiyama. Islam never got into his territory. Islam never entered Biafra land. We are asking Chukwu Abiyama again, this 2015, please give your children the common sense not to allow Islam to come. Because if they go out to vote, Islam will come. But if they reject it, then you will raise your hand once again and protect them. They went into war before with the wrong God. Now they are going with the full knowledge that you are God. You've been kind to us. You will continue to be kind to us because only you is worthy of praise. The caller on Viber, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Kalistus Udochukwu. I'm calling from London, but I'm from Imo State.
What is the meaning of your surname, Nwachukwu? Can you tell us in English?
Son of God.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask our whether they bow down to Jesus or image of Jesus.
I should ask them if they bow down to Jesus or image of Jesus. Some of them bow down to image now. My question
is whether they have they ever seen Israelis or the Jews bow down to any image?
Impossible. You rather kill them.
That's my point.
Thank you very much for that, and very clear as well. Very, very clear. We are talking about this because we are the children of light. That is why we talk about this. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? I have a caller on Skype, can you hear me? The caller on Skype for the last time, can you hear me? No. I have a caller on Skype, can you hear me? I don't know what is going on. We are not getting the Skype calls coming through. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? No, nothing is happening on that front. Nothing. Maybe it has jammed already, I don't know. The caller on the phone, how about you? Can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? I don't believe what is happening. I can't hear a thing. I cannot hear anything. I cannot hear anything. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? I'm telling you the truth. All our systems are on. I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything at all. Let's try again. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank goodness for that. No Skype, no other. My goodness. Please go ahead. What is your name and where are you calling from?
This is Wisdom calling from the great city of Aba in Nigeria.
Where are you calling? Which great city in Nigeria is that?
Aba, in City.
In Nigeria? Anyway.
Yes, Aba, in City.
Please go ahead.
Okay, I want to thank you for how you are doing this. I so much appreciate, and I love Biafra.
Thank you.
Actually, I want to comment on few things concerning the election.
Yes.
You know, this election, hello?
We are listening. Go ahead. We are all listening all over the world. Go ahead.
This election, I don't know why Buhari should rule this country, and they will be fighting for togetherness of Nigeria. But I'm standing today to fight for Biafrans, because I belong to Biafrans. I am happy that I'm from Biafra. And I want to tell the whole world, I want to quicken the voice, everybody, every citizen of Biafra. Let us stand and fight for the freedom of the people. The Yorubans, I don't know if they are against us in this country. So I want to tell everybody, I am out to make sure we fight for the freedom of the people. Chukwu was saying it before he died. Our great warlord, his spirit, may it rest in perfect peace in Jesus' name.
He said.
Hello?
He said. But for your information, you know that is what Yoruba does to you. Ojukwu is not a warlord. You know, we don't know English language. We should refrain from using words we don't know about and words we don't understand. Ojukwu is not a warlord. He was a leader of our people in a time of war. He was our head of state. Is Churchill a warlord? People don't know the meaning of warlord. They just, because it sounds nice and a bit sexy, warlord. Ojukwu is not a warlord. For your information, and can never be. He is the commander of all the armed forces of the Republic of Biafra, not a warlord, please. If you call Ojukwu a warlord on Radio Biafra, I will cut you off, because we are educated. He is our head of state, His Excellency, for your information. The caller on the phone.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Your name and where you are, please.
I say my name is Uche. I'm calling from Aba.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Okay. Director, I just want to appreciate your effort and giving to you to carry on this journey. And I want to begin to tell the Biafra all this running up and down of Jesus and this and that and that. It's not the issue for now.
Can you hear me? My Kekwane, what type of thing is this? Why is it that our line keeps cutting? I don't understand it. Somebody is making a perfectly valid point, and lo and behold, before you know it, the line is off. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. We are doing everything we can to rectify it. We understand that Enugu relay station is off. I don't know why Enugu keeps going off. It comes on, it goes off. It comes on, it goes off. I don't know what is wrong with it. I don't understand. But the barrister has come to me. Barrister, can you hear me?
Yes, Director.
Please go ahead.
Director, it's not easy getting into Radio Biafra these days. you have to remain dedicated, to be honest.
I know.
Not easy. Director, before I move on, don't forget Exodus chapter 11 that we discussed in the morning.
That is correct. That is correct,
yeah.
Please. Yes.
So, next one is about Buhari, who is clamoring to be voted for. Remember McCain,
sorry, Barrister. Exodus 11, what, please? So I can
from 11, from 11, chapter 11, verse 1. Is about the because this particular month
yes.
we will march, and that Exodus will support our case. Now, secondly, McCain, USA, when he was sick, Americans did not select him to come and participate in election. But Buhari is sick. and they want him to go there and die, so that Yoruba will always come through the back door in anything. They are like jackal. I don't know directly if you know the animal. It looks like a dog.
I know jackal.
Whenever animals are fighting for food, jackal will start around and confuse them. As soon as they look away, jackal will take the food and run. When you see Yoruba nature, they are just like jackal. So, see if you can read the Exodus. Let's take it from there, director.
The barrister, you said Exodus 11, is that correct?
Yes.
Beginning to read from verse 1, is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We shall do so. I don't know, is it the English one, the Greek one, the Roman one? Which one are we going to read?
It must be the English one.
Bible, I don't know which one is it anymore.
It's the English one. Yeah, before I forget, director, our brother who called about two people earlier, talking about how we should write some kind of flyers and distribute it in the market and put in that word, if you vote, you die. No, that's a threat. The one we have written is beautiful enough. If you vote, you are voting for your own, at your own peril.
Yes.
So the one we've written and put on our profiles suffices. We cannot add any more than what we have done. Even the one we have done, we can print it out and distribute.
That is correct.
Not putting any more or carrying out threats. No.
No, we don't. Why are we threatening people? We want to appeal to reason. We want to appeal to reason. Why should we threaten people? No, there's no need for
Absolutely.
that. Thank you very much, Barrister. I will read this. Exodus chapter 11. I'm always being accused of Exodus chapter 20 all the time. I should go away. I said it's the word of God. I can't go away from it. That's what Chukwuabiama said. I can never go away from it. Ijob. I can't. Some of you are very fickle. If Buddha is to come from the east, if Japanese, if they were to give you a plasma screen and bring Shinto religion, you will join them. Anything they bring, you join. People wonder and say, why do you believe in God? So why is this thing so overwhelming? I said, I came to this life and I met all these names. I met all the names. Chiamaka. I never knew what. So why is it that everybody is God everywhere? Why? That was my question. Why is it that our names venerate God all the time? What is it about this chi chuku everywhere? Chi, every family. If you don't have chi, you have chidima. One of my cousins, her name is Chikamnario. There must be a purpose to why every family by none. There is no family in Biafra land that doesn't have God attached to it. So you cannot remove yourself from God or remove God from who you are. That is who you are. Chukwuabiama. He said in Exodus 20, as I'll keep reminding you, you will not worship anything else apart from me. Do not bow down before anything else apart from me. No visual representation of me. No image of me. Either photograph, wood, anything, clay. I said, no, don't bow. Obarose, it's an idol. Because the hand made it. The hand made that statue. Because of that, it's not from heaven. Exodus chapter 11. Beginning to read from verse 1, as advised by the very eminent barrister. And the Lord said to Moshe, that's his proper name, but they call him Moses. We leave that a debate for another day. I will bring one more plague on Pharaoh and on Egypt. Afterward, he will let you go from here. When he lets you go, he will surely drive you out of here altogether. Speak now in the hearing of the people, and let every man ask from his neighbor and every woman from her neighbor articles of silver and articles of gold. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants and in the sight of the people. Then Moses said, thus says the Lord, about midnight I will go out into the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the first firstborn of Pharaoh who sits on his throne, even to the firstborn of the female servant who is behind the handmill, and all the firstborn of all the animals. Then there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as was not like it before, nor shall be like it ever again. But against none of the children of Israel shall a dog move his tongue, against man or beast, that you may know that the Lord does not make a difference, or does make a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. Okay. I will make you understand that there is a difference between you and Awasa Fulani, because I am the Lord of hosts. I will let you understand that you are not the same with Yoruba, because I am the Lord your God. A very fascinating piece in the scripture. Very, very important. Get out, he said, and all the people who follow you. And he said, I will do wonders and I will do miracle. What happened to our brother? He was arrested by the police. When they saw him, they said, oh my goodness me, you're an illegal immigrant here. Your paper has expired. And an immigration officer came and applied to the police that he should be released. It has never happened before in this country. The reason why it happened to our brother is because he's a child of Chukwu Abiyama. Chukwu Abiyama wanted to prove to him, I kept you here for a purpose, to fight for Biafra. And that is exactly what you're going to do. It brought tears to my eyes, I'm telling you. This Chukwu Abiyama we are talking about is in the heavens watching over us. Things may appear impossible. Things may appear undoable. But in the end, we prevail. In the end, everything he said must come to pass. The caller on Skype, can you hear me?
Hello, Director.
Yes,
Good
please.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
This is from Malaysia, Christian from Malaysia.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yes, Director, I sent you a message, but you never read it. I want you to read also Acts of Apostles, chapter 17, verses 21 to 31. You see, because these people complain that you are putting Old Testament. Acts of Apostles is also New Testament. If you are with your Bible, you open Acts of Apostles, chapter 17.
Acts of Apostles, chapter 17.
Yeah, verse 23 to 31.
23 to 31.
Yes, sir.
Let us see if we can find it. Acts of Apostles. And let us see. I don't know which version to read. Let us try and read English one. The English
Yes,
version.
sir.
There is even one here for Mormon people. People that go to Church of Latter-day Saints. Everybody have their own version. And let us continue. For as I was walking along, I saw your many shrines, and one of your altars had this inscription on it, to an unknown God. This God whom you worship without knowing, is it the one I'm telling you about? He is the God who made the world and everything in it. Since he is Lord of heaven and earth, he doesn't live in man-made temples. And human hands cannot serve his needs, for he has no needs. He himself gives life and breath to everything, and he satisfies every need. Thank you very much, my dear brother.
Director, go. It's never finished. Go down to 31, please. Go down to 31.
I should go to that.
Yes, sir.
But I've seen something important there that says that he doesn't dwell.
There's something they talk about graven image of gold and silver.
Let's go ahead. He says here.
Okay.
Did you say 31?
Go down from there to 31. Read down to 31, sir.
I should go down to 31. We are now.
From where?
I'm coming. We are now in the New Testament. As they say I always quote the old one. How about the new one? We are quoting the new one now. And I love this place.
No.
Hold on.
From where you stop,
hold
down to
on.
31,
I will do so.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. I will do so. I will do so. I'm not packing up. I will do so. He is the God who made the world and everything in it. Since he is Lord of heaven and earth, He doesn't live in man-made temples. And human minds can't serve his needs, for he has no needs. He himself gives life and breath to everything, and he satisfies every need. From one man he created all nations throughout the whole earth. He decided beforehand when they should rise and fall, and he determined their boundaries. His purpose was for the nations to seek after God and perhaps feel their way towards him and find him, though he is not far from any of us. For in him we live and move and exist. As some of your own poets have said, we are his offspring. And since this is true, we shouldn't think of God as an idol designed by craftsmen from gold or silver or stone. My goodness, this is so striking. God overlooked people's ignorance about these things in earlier times, but now he commands everyone everywhere to repent of their sins and turn to him. For he has set a day for judging the world with justice by the man he has appointed, and he proved to everyone who this is by raising him from the dead. Nkume. Igwe. I love this. I love this so much. The word of God. Direct. Live. If I say it now, they say I'm against Catholics. No, I'm not against you. Come on, Nefarosi. If you bow before any image, you are an idol worshiper. I'm sorry to say. And as our brother indicated, Acts of Apostles, chapter 17, 23 to 31. Go and read. You are in ignorance, you claim you know God. You don't know God. Enwekwala chi ọzọ tinyere m. Enwekwala chi ọzọ tinyere m. Ma nke agba n'olu, ma nke eku n'aka. None. Because I am a jealous God. This is Radio Biafra. Everywhere is quiet. We expect it to be. It's like a nuclear weapon. Once it drops, everywhere goes quiet. Very, very quiet. That we may understand and appreciate the greatness of the Most High. This is Radio Biafra. All of you that hold on tenaciously to your beliefs, that is the way it is. Here, as our brother just noted, I am very, very self-critical. I don't feel sorry for myself. I am very, very self-critical. Very, very self-critical. The caller who is on Skype, can you hear me?
Yes, my dad. Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you very much. Your name and where you are, please.
My name is Nsubechukwu Ibebunam. I'm calling from India. I'm from Anambra State, Nnewi.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
I want to comment for those people that are talking about Christianity, Jesus, and so and so on. I think there is some, I will even ask you that I'd like you to ask them, whenever they call, have they even changed the profile that you asked us to change on Facebook? Have they do the necessary thing that we're supposed to do? And start calling you, talking about Jesus and Yeshua, are they think that they are Christian more than you, or they know God more than you? There is some certain things that we are not supposed to be talking about. We're supposed to look, even when here in India, there is an old man, even saying that death has already forgotten him. Because, you know, I remember olden days. I remember our people when I'm growing up. I know some of our old. They are up to 110, 110, 120, 130. They live long. But now, if someone died age of 60, they say that they try. They are selling coffee everywhere. So there is sort of thing that you are trying them to know that we need to go back where we are, and our day we will live long. Now, many things are happening, which that is because we are imitating what our God did not like. Even our name alone. My name is God's will, and not a man will. So there is kind of thing that people that are supposed to talk. and they will you even talk about it, and not they will be discussing about Jesus, so and so. Let them change their Facebook profile first. What you order us to do. That is my thank you, my
I
director.
like that. Thank you very much. And all of you calling Radio Biafra, have you changed your profile on Facebook, even on WhatsApp? Because we want you to put the same banner we have put everywhere. You will see it. There's no election in Biafra land. Go and put it on your profile on Facebook and cover. You know, sometimes they don't listen. No wonder they are charging in a farm in the Caribbean. You people don't listen. Because when they were raiding the outer villages and coastal lines, they warned you, but you did nothing about it. By the time they got to you, it was too late. That is why today you ended up in America as bottom-class citizens, killing yourselves and peddling drugs. If you don't play basketball or rap music, you will die of hunger because of this attitude. We said, go and change your profile and cover pictures on Facebook. Go and change it. If you don't, you're a coward. We know you don't believe in Biafra. Of course, you spend time gossiping. Can you do something so we can get Biafra? If the answer is yes, go and change your profile picture and cover picture as well. Unless you are working for the zoo, security agencies, and you are of benefit to us and you don't wish to be compromised. That's the only exception. Everybody else, change your profile picture on Facebook, change your cover picture on Facebook. That carries messages to 1,000 people. If you don't know, let me tell you. It tells them that we are serious, that we mean business, that we are united in this very effort, that Biafra must come in our lifetime for glory to go to heaven. I thank each and every one of you. I am looking for what they are sending out. That Radio Biafra is owned by PDP. People are mad in this maybe. Not cases. They have heard us here say on Radio Biafra, we have nothing to do with Jonathan. We are not going to vote. You people are deaf. It doesn't matter if you're CCP, YYP, NOP, NOT. It doesn't matter. We are not going to vote. If we do not vote, the world will ask us, why did you not vote? And we will answer them, because we want to be free from the corruption, from the iniquity, from the darkness that is the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. And then, when we send people out to talk to them, they will listen to us. Now you have demonstrated your seriousness. Until then, we are merely wasting our time. People have indicated their willingness to allow me to continue, and we must do so. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra. The caller, yes, turn your system down or I cut you off. Turn your system down one more time or I cut you off.
Okay, I'm calling from Abu Dhabi.
Thank you very much. Abu Dhabi, thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Okafor Mweze.
Thank you very much. Mweze. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, my contribution is the issue of this. Also respond now.
Do you see how foolish some of your people are? Do you see how daft they are? These are people that claim they're educated. You see how foolish Iberibe. I have never seen such in my life. If you call Radio Biafra, turn your system down. Iberibe Fatisia hand. They don't. What type of devil are inside you people? You don't listen. Do you turn yourself into a hopeless fool? This is the reason why I said, turn this. The friend was telling him, but they have picked it. I can hear. He's arguing, the typical Igbo man. Daft. No wonder Yoruba says the drilling borehole. No wonder they took your money. and killed you, and still taking your oil. You don't listen. Simple instruction. Before you call us. Some of you are adamant because you are Igbo. Stubborn and useless to the core. You think you're smart, but you don't know anything. You are dumb, very, very dumb. Extremely foolish. Next time the idiot will call again and do the same thing. And then you start wondering, am I risking my life for such an idiot who can't listen to simple instruction? There is a caller on the phone. I wonder if this caller can hear me. You will turn your system down before you proceed.
I'm calling from Aba.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
I am Mr. N.S. Owuru.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Your friend on Facebook. Please, I would want to comment on a few issues as much as I can. It is about this issue of, I would say that it is more of language problem that fellow Biafrans should, when they call this network of Radio Biafra, they should rather focus on the issue at hand to obey the director himself, because he's given us some assignments to perform, which we have to do, not to start complaining about things that are irrelevant. That's my contribution, sir.
Thank you very much, and I agree with you. We don't want to discuss things that are irrelevant. We believe in debate that is true. We believe in debate that is true. Dr. Oge Diozokwe is trying to reach me. Is that correct? Dr. Oge Diozokwe, you are trying to come through. Is that correct? If so, please try and come in. We are waiting for a principal officer of state, Dr. Oge Diozokwe. I believe that he has something to say, and he must say it. You must say it. Doc, when you call, I will put you on hold. And if somebody is talking, and then I'll come to you later. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? The caller on Skype, one more time, can you hear me?
Yeah. Where is my director?
And good day to you, please. Your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, my name is Ifeanyi Chukwu, calling from Eastern Heartland, Imo State.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
My daughter, I want to comment on the boy yesterday, the Yoruba guy that spoke to you yesterday.
Yes.
And I want to also ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So, do you think Yoruba can defeat Biafras?
Only my son Nnameka can conquer the whole of Yoruba land without an army.
Yes, because if only 20 women soldiers can defeat Yoruba land, can defeat Yorubas, what of Biafra soldiers?
Yoruba will not fight Yoruba. We'll just blow breeze and they will run away. Breeze in Kete. In fact, if they see us, if they see our banner, they will run away. If you fight Yoruba, you're insulting yourself now. Yoruba, you're going to fight Yoruba. You don't have something to do with China. The real enemy is Awasa Fulani. These are the people who want to defeat in battle. Awasa Fulani. I must defeat them. Please go ahead.
Yes, and the civil war, the Biafra civil war is not Nigeria. The war is British, Russia, Egypt against Nigeria and against Biafra. And I want that boy to be aware that she's talking about our women. Their women are the most corrupt gahabas we have in the whole world. So I know well about you by women. And as for you, my director, so I want you to keep on.
Of course.
Don't mind all those.
We don't fail. We are infallible. Chukwu Abiyama is here. Chukwu Abiyama, he is here. And we can never fall. Never, ever, ever can we fail. Not by our strength, but because Chukwu Abiyama is with us. He confounds our enemies. He sets a table before our enemies. Do you know what that means? Psalm 23. He sets a table in the presence of our enemies. Also, of course, as we march on relentlessly towards our mission and our goal. If you look at an Igbo man, you won't achieve anything in life. The caller on Viber, can you hear me?
Yes, Director, I can hear you. Good morning, Director.
Good morning. Good morning to you.
Yes, my name is Leonard Chukwueloka. I added Leonard because I've been using it for some time.
Hold on. What is the meaning of Leonard?
That's what I'm saying. It could be amorphous. Let's not go into it. That's not why I called.
Hold on. I am asking.
I know what you mean.
What is the meaning of Leonard?
Actually, that's part of what I want to address, and that's why I called.
Okay, go ahead.
What happened is, Director, you see, you are coming. Okay, first of all, let me thank all Biafrans and greet all those who mustered courage to answer this clarion call. It's not an easy one. It is almost like doing an impossible thing. That's why it's going to be new. That's why it's going to challenge a lot of people. That's why it's not going to be so uncommon. Director, my issue this morning is on what we call the meaning of the meaning. It is the meaning of the meaning that gave rise to all the confusion. But my mentor will tell me it gave rise to all the misses. It gave rise to misconception, misbelief, misappropriation, all the misses. Now, what will enable you to understand how this thing plays out is this. The owners of English, they determine what happens with the English. They add to the lexicon, they take out from the lexicon. And you will agree with me, there is always, or in most cases, contextual meaning to certain things. Even words have their connotative and denotative meaning. Just like you normally say in the program, I am sorry, but I have to, in our own language, they translate, I am sorry, but you have to tell them what you need to tell them. They may not understand it because it is a white man's way of addressing issue. Because our own people, it's only when they do certain things, they tell you, I am sorry. As in, when they wound you and they feel okay, they've done the wrong thing. They have to come with, I am sorry. So any other thing, they don't seem to understand it. A white man will tell you so many other things. They do because it is in their own culture and tradition. But some of these things are alien to our own culture. However, reasoning is common across board. So, but our people do not find it, necessary to develop their own. And that's why you're finding some of these issues coming up now. People come to accuse, this is APC sponsored, this is PDP sponsored, because they've not taken time to think out of the box. Some of these things sounds very common, but it's not common. So the meaning of the meaning is where all these things is coming from. That is to say, when you're talking about these names, you ask me, what is my name? That is what you're trying to actually bring out. What is the meaning of your name? So, and so many people do not understand it. They just jump on the bandwagon, and the bandwagon will take you and go away. As no ano. It is very, very critical. You emphasize this point because why I'm saying it is that so many will be misunderstanding it. It's not simple as it looks or it sounds. When you make this statement, they need to understand the logic. In logic, there is what they call premise and conclusion. Therefore, you need to, on the premise, explain the meaning of some of these things related to our culture and tell them, you see what, this has even, the tradition we are practicing today has even changed over time. Because most of them will come up and say whatever they feel they want to say. When you look at their statement, you will see that they do not have grasp of the history. They don't know where they're coming from. And like Chidera very rightly pointed out in his last masterpiece, there was a country. He made it absolutely clear. He started with the phrase that he who does not know where the rain starts, beating him, definitely will not know where the rain stops or dries on him. Therefore, that logic is so clear, and people who call him, please go back, like director will always say, do your research. If you cannot listen to most of the past radio broadcasts, that will give you a little insight, a little, inroads in whatever that is being discussed. Director, I respect your point. Leonard is an English name. I personally do not know the meaning. It was given to me because it's in all my certification and all my whatever. I carry it. It's not as if you cannot go and change it. You can, but director, I tell you, I do not have so much attachment to it. I have attachment to my own native traditional name, which is
your name? Chukweloka, which is your name? Your name.
Thank you, director, and remain formidable. You are one of the most honorable men. When we talk of honorable, not just ordinary, but somebody who is patriotic to Biafra. Biafra is God's own country. Don't go and vote. Remain in your house. Don't give away your mandate. That is the only single thing you have as a human being that you could give to another, and that the person you have given it to can use to challenge and misrule you, just as it has been. Stop where we have told you to stop. Director, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Chukweloka, and all the way from Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. Buhari the killer. Buhari the chief sponsor of Boko Haram. Buhari the looter. And Buhari the deceiver. Those of you following Okorocha, you people are steeped in ignorance. Okorocha has come to destroy with a few roundabouts that you will not live to see, because Islam will march down to Owerri and you will all be destroyed. I'm going to the line right now. Chimezie Isinwa, can you hear me? Chimezie Isinwa, can you hear me? I don't think he can he? No, he cannot. Therefore, we proceed. There is a caller who has been on the line waiting. I hope they behave properly, please. I am now coming to you. +96. Is it Qatar? What is +96? Please, which country is it? The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yes,
yes, please. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, Director, this is Samoru calling from Kuwait.
From Kuwait, no wonder. 96 is Kuwait. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Director, I just wanted to give this news to our Biafran people all over the world. You know, it has been long we used to talk about the evil perpetuated by these governors. I just want to talk about Abia State Governor, the way he is treating civil servants in Abia State. Presently, in Abia State, since October last year, he has not been paying civil servants. And the way he is paying them now is, when he brings all the federal government, all the departments together, they will throw the paper. They will write yes or no. They pour all the papers in a basket.
Hold on. Chinasa, are you feeling sorry for civil servants in Abia State? But no, they are planning to go and vote on the 28th. Why don't you allow them? Why are you feeling sorry for them? When we say to them, don't vote, they think we are joking. Thank you very much for that. When we say don't vote, they think we are joking. You have not been paid. You have to write in a form, I am going to vote for PDP before you get paid. You are worse than a fool. I need a... Hi. No wonder this OG. Black people. No wonder. No wonder you people are primitive. 'Primitive'. They have not paid you salary for months. 'Primitive'. 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 'Primitive But you are running about saying you are going to vote on the 28th. Tomorrow you vote, people are mad. Insane people. Anyway, then there was an archie. What do you expect? An Awasa man driving cattle is ruling you. Before you eat, you have to go to Awasa land. Your men will sleep with Awasa men. Do you understand that? They commit sodomy before they can give them contracts. Do you understand that? No wonder. And you don't know that you are condemned. You go to Lagos and you build VGC in Lagos. In your village, your house is the only upstairs in your village. People are hungry, they are very filthy, no good roads. Yet you are not ashamed of yourself. You have a house in Ashokoro in Abuja. Come to your village, which you come to once in every 25 years. You gave birth to a child in Abuja or in Lagos. That child went to school at University of Ibadan, did youth service somewhere in Nasarawa, and then traveled abroad with an Igbo name. Do you think such a person will understand Biafra? They were born in Lagos. They went to Lagos State University. And then they traveled to Sokoto to do their youth service. From there, they traveled to USA. Do you think they know what Biafra is? Some of you are lost. Igbo. You think you have sense. Who know sense, you know, I have sense. I can cheat them. I have sense. I can build my house in Lagos and I will cheat them. And you are an idiot. You have no brain. Go and vote now to the 8th. They are on this maybe. They have not paid you salary, but you are going to vote. And then you want us to cover your story. Oh, they have not paid us. We civil servant. But you are planning to go and vote. The person you voted in is not paying you salary, but you want to go and vote more. That goes to show you're a fool. This is Radio Biafra. Thank you very much for that, our dear brother Chinas, and we're working very hard to try and make sure that his country emerges. We must bring the program to a close. The calls are too many. My good, the calls, way too many. I believe we have now been able to cover for the shortfall. We can no longer be able to take calls, but wherever you are, we will, of course, repeat our programs for those of you to understand. This is Radio Biafra. I don't know if we are on or if something is wrong. We shall try and see. No, we are fine. We are okay. We are streaming okay. We are streaming okay. And this is Radio Biafra. We have come to the end of our program this morning. Oh my goodness. People are... They are popular mad no labor. My goodness me. My goodness me. At least they are beginning to understand that if you call Radio Biafra, you must turn your systems off. You must turn it off. Very, very critical. Very, very important. We thank you all for having joined us this morning. And I believe also this very day we have demonstrably proven that Chukwu Abiyama is indeed our God. And that is why to us Biafra will be a religion. Here on Radio Biafra is where we worship. Because Chukwu Abiyama is God, He will guide, bless, nurture, sustain, and keep each and every one of you and your families. But more importantly, Chukwu Abiyama will bless Biafra. Thank you very much for listening. We'll reconvene again this evening, 7 p.m. here, 8 p.m. in Biafra land. From me, from here, this very second, it is good morning.
All hail Biafra.